kickoff, a punt return, or also intercepting passes. So he is very dangerous.
They haven't texted me yet, so we're not live yet.
Last game was 28-20.
Hello, and welcome to the 2019 PIAA 6A District 1 Championship game between Downingtown West Whippets and the Coatesville Red Raiders. I am Mitchell Weininger, and I will be doing analysis, and joining me is Keith Dotley, who will be doing the play-by-play. What do you have to say about today's game, Keith?
We have a huge game right here. This is a matchup of West's only loss of the season and Coatesville's biggest win of the season. This game took place on October 18th. Previous to this, Coatesville won by a score of 29-21 following a fourth down stop in the Coatesville red zone by their defense. And we have a lot of storylines here. The return of Jackson Moonberg. Can Coatesville keep up the success they found last game? And we should be in for a great one here. It's also the first time the District 1 Championship game has featured two chess-mod teams, making this one even bigger for these two rivals.
Now we will take a brief moment of silence while we play the national anthem.
Downingtown West team comes out to start this game, and Coatesville, I don't think they played to their usual offensive level last time.
Thank you for the West Marching Band for playing tonight's national anthem. Now we will rejoin you back as we wait for the kickoff between West and Coatesville. Tonight's main matchup will be between Ricky Ortega and Will Howard, who both have very high QBRs of 128.6 for Ricky Ortega, and Will Howard has 122.2. Howard seems to be more of a running quarterback, but he can throw the ball when he chooses to, right, Keith?
Yeah, Will Howard is a very polished passer. He's playing next year at Kansas State, so no full-ride scholarship, and he's a three-star quarterback reporting 24/7 Sports. We'll try to use his receivers tonight with that great arm. Ricky Ortega, on the other hand, kind of your more classic dual threat, and he's going to Villanova. And he's set the Coatesville passing records and could break the Pennsylvania passing records if he keeps up the success with the win in this game and playing possibly the next 2 weeks.
Tonight's key to the game for West's special teams should be for Steven Micholski to kick off the ball into the end zone for a touchback. He has not been really good when he shorts the kick, and the other team has been able to return it.
And Spencer sets up for the kickoff, and Micholski boots it deep. And Bryant catches on the 1-yard line, brings it to the right. Pezic missed the tackle, Schoenbrink missed the tackle, but Julian Williams pulls him to the ground. What a great tackle by Williams.
What a recovery by the West. It looked like he was gone, but West's defense surrounded him and kept him in the backfield.
So the officials will spot the ball about the 20.5-yard line here. where Ricky Ortega and that Coatesville offense will take over now. Watch out for number 1, Ortega. Number 2, Bryant, his fellow Villanova commit. And number 9, Abdul Sabur Stewart, the less talked about receiver, but still very important. Ortega's about to take the snap of the shotgun here. Motion. Hands it off. And Bryant is dragged to the ground. Tyreek Lewis on the tackle there to limit Coatesville to about a 5-yard gain on first down.
Good job for West to not really get baited on Ortega's fake, but good thing they covered the jet sweep and stopped it right only after a short game.
So Ortega's back in the shotgun here. He'll operate out of that formation exclusively tonight, just about. Never running back in the backfield this time. Bryant in motion to the left. A flag flies, and Ortega takes out the middle. Max Hale stops him, and he loses his helmet on the play. But we will see what this flag is.
Max Hale will leave the field for a play due to his loss of helmet on pushing Ricky Ortega back into the backfield. But looks like West front line stopped him pretty good here, but it seems like it was be a false start on Coatesville.
Now this is a big penalty here. Coatesville picked up that great 5-yard gain, start off the drive, but they will be backed up now. Back to 2nd and 10. So it's almost like West forced Coatesville for a no gain on first down. The official resets the ball, and we should be resuming the action here shortly.
Looks like the refs will be spotting the ball on the Coatesville 21-yard line. It will become 2nd and 10.
We'll see what the Red Raiders strategy is here. They might try to roll Ortega out of the pocket, give him the chance to run or throw here to put pressure on the West defense to try to set up 3rd down manageable, and another 5-yard penalty possibly. Coatesville's moved back another 5 yards due to the 2nd penalty. And so what looked like a 2nd and 5 is now 2nd and 15, putting Coatesville in very tough position to start off this game. Mitchell, how may this affect the Red Raiders?
This might affect them as it might start their momentum of play. From the past couple games, or at least the ones I've seen, they like to run the fast pace with Ricky Ortega doing the option. But it looks like West is starting to force them to slow down their offense and force Ricky Ortega to find other options.
And the refs are still converging here to try to figure out what's going to go on. And they pull the ball back up where it's going to be 2nd and 10. And the West fans want an explanation here. Ortega lining up in the empty shotgun. We'll see what he does here with his great arm and his great legs. Bryant in motion. He fakes it to Bryant. Ortega's taking a shot over the top. And he overthrows him. That would have been a big play for Coatesville, and he might have scored there despite the speed of Terrence Gaynor in the secondary.
It almost looked like Lundberg almost had to step there as Terrence Gaynor. Abdul Stewart, sorry, my bad. Almost had to step on Terrence Gaynor, who is a star runner for Downingtown West Track and Field.
Yeah, both Gaynor twins, the 2 corners, are 2 of the fastest kids in the state, both on the 4x100 relay team for West with Julian Williams and the kicker, Spencer Michalski. Bryant in motion. Ortega keeps it. Max Hale makes contact. Will Mahmood flies the football. Max Hale made the initial contact, and Mahmood came in to force him out of bounds for no gain, forcing a 4th down. Mitchell, what did you see on that play?
Ortega saw that West was able to get in the backfield, and they were watching that option that Coatesville is trying to trick West on. They like to want to say that Ortega will stay in the pocket and throw, but he decides to run out, and West meets him in the backfield.
So actually that was a loss of 6 here, and Bryant, the star receiver, will come on to punt. He struggled a little bit in their first meeting, but he has a decent kick here. Tyreek Lewis, did he touch it? And Julian Williams falls on it at the 25-yard line, and what looked like would have been advantageous field position for West turns into just about a nightmare.
It looked like Tyreek Lewis may have touched that with his foot there, just for precaution and not to get on the bad side of the referees here. They decided to go and move the ball back and down it at the 20, safe and sound, and not allowing Coatesville to get a bad call.
So the 66-yard punt by Bryant, a far cry from West games, punting by him. And now West will set up on their own 28-yard line. They start off in the I formation, move to the shotgun here. Rosano on the left and Williams on the right. Motion by Tyreek Lewis. Howard fakes it to him. He has Alex Rosano, and he catches it for the first down. That was a gain of 12. It looked like might have been Derek Seagraves in on the tackle. And what a great start for West here.
Great job by Will Howard to avoid the pressure from his left side in order to move up in the pocket and to find Rosano for the wide open pass for a first down.
And Howard's ability in the pocket was on full display here. That is why he's going to Kansas State. So fake and hand off to Pelkison. He's up the middle. He's brought down by John Ruttman after a gain of about Kansas State. So fake, setting West up for great field position on second down.
Great job by the West offensive line there to open a hole on the left side to get Sean up into the secondary.
Now we normally see that play go into Rosano on that, but they give it to Pelkison and he gets a great gain there. Second down, fake to Lewis. Howard sets up, he fires, and Rosano gets it again. He's up to the Coatesville 39 for another big gain. And
Downingtown West seems to be taking Coatesville's own offensive strategy by going fast and striking quick and not staying back in the pocket for Coatesville's defense to get set and lock on to a receiver.
First down now at the Coatesville 39, and West is driving right down the field here. Howard keeps it on the option, and he's dropped in the backfield after Coatesville is not fooled. Ruttman on the tackle again. And Coatesville responding well to that option that's worked so well for West in the last couple weeks. It is officially gain of 1, and that sets West up here with a 2nd and 9. Howard in the I formation again. Very common formation for them. Howard's rolling out. He's looking for a pass. Screen pass back to Lewis, and he has room. And he's on the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds by number 33, Connor Barthmeyer. But he picks up a first down and more. Flag down on the play.
Right now, for the time being, great play by Lewis and Howard, for especially Howard rolling away from the pressure by Jordan Angler, and also finding Tyreek Lewis in the backfield to go up the sidelines to Coatesville 9.
So on that one, it looked like West took advantage of that Coatesville aggressive defense.
No penalty on the play as the refs take away the flag.
So that was officially a gain of 23 yards on second down to set up West with a first down on the Coatesville 15. They have come right out. The misdirection is working. Coatesville's confused, and they've moved right down the field after they lost what looked to be very good field position, but it has not mattered as West has driven right down the field there. Howard in the shotgun again. Mahmoud flanking him. He fakes. Ball out. It's caught by Rosano, and great open field tackle there by what looked to be Bryant. But he gains 5 on the play, setting West up with a very good 2nd and 5 here.
Going off what you previously said, Keith, Coatesville does not seem to have the answer for the misdirection of West, as they are biting on simple misdirection plays.
This is a key for West as they've come out hot, stopping Coatesville and then moving right down the field. After last game when they were down 21-7 at halftime, after a decent start in the first quarter, but they'll want to keep up this momentum. Lewis up the middle, making people miss, and he is down inside the 5. The official marks it at the 2-yard line, and that will be 1st and goal for West on that 8-yard carry up the middle by Tyreek Lewis.
So far this drive, the West offensive line has been giving Will Howard pass protection as well as opening up the run.
So West in the strong eye here. Mahmoud offset to the left. Howard under center. Motion behind him. Rosano sets. And Howard hands it to Mahmoud. And he's into the end zone for the West touchdown. The Whippets are on the board first, reversing what happened last game when Coatesville scored on their first drive. And West took a while to get going on offense, but that did not happen here as Mahmoud takes it in on what looked like an option from 2 yards out.
I saw there, it looks like TJ Wickersham led the blocking as Will Mahmoud literally jumped on his back and rolled into the end zone. Here comes Steven Micholski for the extra point.
My bad. I'll let you get that replay. I didn't know. Fine. And Spencer Micholski on for the extra point. They've struggled with protection recently, but they blocked beautifully there, and the kick is up and good to make the score. Downingtown West 7, Coatesville nothing.
This is a start West has needed to have against Coatesville in order to have a chance in this game. By taking away Ricky Ortega's options, as well as getting Coatesville to bite on their option plays, West seems to be rolling with the momentum at this point.
After kickoff, I might try and do a voiceover if we have time to.
Yeah, so a great start there by West. And we'll see if they can keep this momentum up. The players seemed focused all week, and they looked ready to come in and get revenge, and they showed that right off the bat here with that 2-yard run by Mahmoud after the great 75-yard touchdown drive right down the field in a little over 2 minutes. What a start from West. And we'll see what happens here. We'll see if Micholski can get in the end zone, because West cannot expect to wrangle up to Bryant like they did last time for at the 20-yard line, about as good as a touchback.
Here comes Micholski with the tick. And it is a low drive kick.
And it goes for a touchback. Carl, that almost went out of bounds after one.
Very clutch kick there from Micholski going into the end zone, and Coatesville did not get the ball into Bryant's hands, but they will try to as they start on their own 20-yard line here. Mitchell, what can we look for on this drive?
We can see to Coatesville starting to stop doing its option as West starts to noticing that Ricky Ortega option. But we might start to see Ricky Ortega stay in the pocket and look for his speedy receivers down the field, as we saw in that one play where they almost got to the end zone, but the ball was unfortunately overthrown.
It was interesting to see Coatesville go deep there. His last game, they had so much success on slants and hitches, but you see down here, they're pressing, and Julian Williams is right in 21's grill, but Bryant with a very good carry there. Brad Pezic on the tackle, but Bryant picks up the first down on that gain of 13. That was Coatesville's first down of the game, and they'll look to get a drive going here, just as West did on their last possession to respond to that score. Bryant in motion. Ortega fakes. He takes it up the middle. He has a hole, but good open field tackle by Jackson Lundberg. He's been out all season with a broken foot, but he's back now, and he thinks better than ever.
I don't know what's going on with West this drive. These are simple plays that Coatesville is running, but they're starting to going in the hurry-up offense. I don't think West is starting to notice this.
The misdirection seems to be affecting West, and they try it again. Bryant gets it this time. Looked like there may have been a hold on edge, but great job by Tyreek Lewis to fight off that block and push Bryant out of bounds for what looks like no gain on the play.
What a job for What a good job for Tyreek Lewis to get off that block and force him out of bounds in the backfield.
Second down here after that great stop. Ortega in the empty shotgun. Motion here, fakes it to Bryant. And it will look like maybe taking a shot. Lewis is in the backfield, and he loses the ball. Lewis recovers. Will Mahmood is going to the end zone. 10-5 touchdown Whippets to take a 2-touchdown lead here. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
How did that happen?
Ricky Ortega looked like he was just trying to get the ball out of bounds, but Will Mahmood was there. He has 2 touchdowns this game so far. 1 defensive, 1 offensive. What a play.
And that 48-yard interception return for Mahmood. As we look here, Lewis gets the backfield, chases Ortega, and Lewis forces it out. It's a fumble, not an interception. And Will Mahmood takes it to the house to give West a commanding lead in this District 1 championship game.
Wow.
What a start.
Looked like Coatesville was driving down the field there, but just that one play from Tyreek Lewis forcing him out to the outside, and Will Mahmood was there waiting for him. And Smicholski makes the point after.
And West has already scored more points than they scored in the last meeting, getting off to the great start that they knew they could. And West is in the driver's seat here. We saw them get up big on Haverford last week, leading 35-14 at half. But Haverford had success in the second half with their great athletic quarterback, Trey Blair. Very good runner, just as Ricky Ortega is. So we'll see if Coastal tries to use him in the run game as they did on that drive, getting about 13 yards on that 1 carry. So it'll be interesting to see where Coatesville goes here after this not great start from their offense.
Coatesville doesn't seem to, this season has not really been without their offense, not for multiple drives. It looks like today their offense has been having some good chances, but they just have not been able to capitalize off of them.
And Macholski will try to kick it in the end zone again to keep it out of Dupree Bryant's hands. He hasn't made much of an impact tonight, but he is always a threat for 6 when he touches the football. And we are set up for the kickoff here. Coatesville searching for answers on offense. We think we'll get a chance to see what they've come up with after this kickoff. Macholski boots it deep. Will it get in the end zone? And Bryant will have no chance for a return. Great special teams here from West in the early going, especially Macholski.
Going back to Will Mahmood, he has been West's stars player so far this game. He's only a sophomore, but he is noticeable on offense and defense for West.
And speaking to the West players for this game, they have a lot of impact sophomores. Will Mahmood, Drew Sheldon, and Ryan Waters being the main ones. And they call their group sophomore activity. And the activity seems to be pretty positive tonight for West, as Mahmood has 2 touchdowns representing that sophomore group. Ortega in the empty shotgun here. Motion, fakes it to Bryant. He'll set up, he throws, and he will just throw that one away. May have been miscommunication on the outside.
As you can see, Ricky, after that play, yelling at his receiver, telling him to go downfield. He was not expecting him to stop on his route. But it looks like Ricky Ortega and the Coatesville offense are looking to be shaken up.
Coatesville, normally a very high-scoring team, sputtering in the early going. This may get into their head. Now, we saw early on against Harrisburg, Coatesville's offense in the first game of the season really struggled, and that threw them off for the rest of the game. And they ended up losing that one in very close fashion. On the blitz, ball is up. Bryant, it goes off of Bryant's hands. What a throw by Ortega under pressure, but it just bounced off of Bryant's hands there.
Tonight,
a prime opportunity missed by Coatesville.
Tonight, that's the second chance Coatesville has had on the sideline deep ball, but Coatesville has not been able to get it in for anything. Look, as you can see in the replay, he had about a step and a half on the defender and could have easily made it to the end zone.
After watching the replay, he only got one hand on the ball, but that's a play that we've seen Dupree Bryant make in the past. Will Mahmood on the pressure there. And the fake again, Bryant rolling left. He throws deep and miscommunication with the receiver. And Coatesville is going to have another 3 and out here.
That's the second time this drive that Bryant Dupree has not been on the same page as Ricky Ortega. We don't know what's going on. They are usually a dynamic duo, but they're talking with each other in the sidelines, and it doesn't seem like neither one of them admit it's their fault.
So we'll see if Bryant can continue his success in the punting game after the 66-yard punt to make up for the dud in their first game. And Julian Williams will take the return. He's electric with 3 return touchdowns this season. The Whippets return game has been electric all year. Flag on the play. It may have been an out-of-bounds hit. Mitchell, how could this impact this drive for West?
This is going to impact them by giving them amazing field position. We saw what West could do on a 75-yard touchdown drive. Imagine how long and how good this offense will look and drive out the quarter and run out the time on this drive.
Good analysis right there. Great analysis by my partner Mitchell right there. But
was the flag taken away?
And 15-yard personal foul called against the Red Raiders, giving West fantastic field position at the Coatesville 34 here. Will Howard back on the field for his second drive. They were not stopped at all. The Coatesville defense had no answers on the first drive, on the 75-yard touchdown drive. So we'll see what West has here following that up. They could take a commanding 3-touchdown lead here, but we won't get ahead of ourselves. Howard in the shotgun. He fakes it. He's rolling out. He's got pressure from the back. Throws across his body. Julian Williams, electric in the open field. Can he take it? Takes it down to the 12. Abdul Sabur Stewart on the tackle, and West just keeps their offensive momentum with that gain of 22.
As you can see in the replay, what a rollout by Will Howard, knowing the pressure is coming and finding Julian Williams out for the out route. What a viewing eyes for Will Howard.
That's Big 12 material right there from Will Howard. So he's going to hand off to Lewis. He cuts back, and he's trying to make a move, and he's brought down for about a gain of 2 by John Ruttman. Dupree Bryant in there, too.
If I was West here, I would start milking the clock out a little bit. We don't want to make this game closer than it has to be.
And Jackson Lundberg comes in the game now, the 6'5" receiver that's getting interest from UConn and Rutgers. And he could be a weapon in the red zone as he was last year with that size. It looks like they have Bryant matched up with him out there. Now Bryant gives up almost 8 inches against him, but they run the ball here. And Max Hale just plunges his way up the middle, driving his legs, and that will set up West for a very manageable 3rd down here.
All right, looks like West is going to put in their heavy running package, which includes Brad Pezic, sorry, my bad. Pezic, and they're going to force him to the outside as an extra blocker. Wonder if we'll see another run up the middle of this drive.
Now they like to run the option with Pezic in the game. Jack Garrity also came in. Pelkison in motion here. He's likely going to be used as a blocker. Hand off to Lewis. And did he get the first down? He got a couple, but we will see where they spot it. And it looks like they'll spot him around the 2. Will it be enough for the first down? Will we get a measurement? We will find out shortly. And it's a first down for West. 1st and goal on the Coatesville 2. They could take an absolutely commanding lead in this game. Coatesville not used to playing from behind. They had some success last week after falling down 20-13 against Garnet Valley and ended up holding on, coming back to win 40-27. But their offense will be tested here. Maybe a quarterback sneak here from Howard. And now they hand it off to Lewis. Did he get in?
It looks like he got to about the 1 there, Keith.
Just saw him down at the 1, actually, looks like.
And the refs say that you're right, Mitchell. He is inside the 1 yard line.
I have to say, this has been a well-called game for West so far. Their offense has had basically everything to do with the Coatesville defense.
Now Howard Size, 6'4", 220, plays a role, and he is in for the Whippets touchdown, his first of the game. And Will Howard showed off the arm so far this game, and he shows off the legs there with the help of that big offensive line. Drew Sheldon in on there, and West takes an absolutely commanding lead with Michalski coming on for the extra point.
Just to remember, this whole drive was started by a punt that went to the 51 West, the 49 of the West side of the field, and then a 15-yard personal foul called by Coatesville forced West to start their drive at around their own 45, the old 45 of Coatesville.
And we're not even out of the first quarter, 9 minutes in, or almost 9 minutes in, and West has a huge lead here. Coatesville's gonna be tested. We know their offense is explosive. Ortega, Bryant, Stewart, you know the names. But after this poor of a start, can they rebound? Can they get going here? And West defense has done a fantastic job after struggling defending the pass last game, just being picked apart by the short passes. And they've taken that completely away from Coatesville with the press, and they haven't been able to make them pay with the deep ball. Mitchell, what offense do you think the Red Raiders are going to take here? What strategy do you think they're going to take on offense here?
They had a couple chances with the downfield ball, but it's just that two miscommunications by Ricky Ortega and Bryant Dupree. Bryant. And the dropped passes by the receivers. They have had steps on our Downingtown West quarterbacks the whole game. But I think Coatesville will come out here with the deep ball going.
And Michalski with the kickoff. Another one in the end zone. And Spencer Michalski has done everything the Whippets coaching staff has asked from him tonight, not giving Dupree Bryant any chance to touch the ball. And he's had one kickoff return that's only been returned to the 20. And that one carry where he got a decent amount of yards, about 5. But that's not what they need from him being their best player. Now Coatesville did survive last week after Bryant got 0 catches in the first half, but they seem to be using him on a lot of the motion and read type plays with Ortega more as a decoy than an actual threat downfield. Now he misses the one deep ball. And Ortega will throw it, quick out route. And number 5, Amir Kennedy. My bad, it's number 6, DeMonte Reason. And they pick up the first down. That's more what Coatesville was successful with in the first game. Those short passes against the fast DBs of West, but they don't possess some of the lateral agility needed to cover these Coatesville receivers. And Ortega in the shotgun again. He sets up and throws it short. Seemed like he was trying to fit the ball in there, and it looked like he had an opening, but just couldn't complete it. Mitchell, what did you see there?
I saw there that Ricky Ortega did feel the pressure coming from his right side, but I think that ball was open. If he would have elevated a little bit, he would have had a chance to catch that ball. I think that was just a poor pass from Ricky Ortega.
And very uncharacteristic game for Ortega so far tonight. Normally very poised, in control of the offense after being a 4-year starter, but he's had miscommunication with the receivers and even looked relaxed in the pocket, but just missed the throw. Maybe he didn't want to try to fit it in there, but I mean, West hasn't been great with interceptions this season. And pass is broken up by Tyreek Lewis, flagged down. Will they say he got there early? What did you see there, Mitchell?
I thought he got there in time to break up the pass. I did not see anything wrong with that play. But on the replay, you can see he comes in there as soon as the ball comes in. I think the receiver just dropped the ball.
I tend to agree with you. It looked like a bang-bang play there, and I don't know if they can call that. They call pass interference on West. A huge call, as Coatesville would have
I do not
had
agree.
3rd and long on that, but they'll move
Coatesville, however.
15 yards ahead, up to their own 48, and they are just about to make their way into West territory for the first time tonight.
Defensive play there.
Now, if you remember last time they were on their own 48, Will Mahmood got that fumble recovery that was forced by Tyreek Lewis and returned it 48 yards to the house. But we'll see if Coatesville can have better luck here. Ortega on the quarterback draw. He goes to the left, and he is wrapped up by Will Mahmood. Great contain on the outside.
Will Mahmood has been a game changer for West today, scoring 2 touchdowns, one on the fumble return for a touchdown, and a 2-yard rushing touchdown on their first drive.
And he makes the great play there. Sean Pelkison set the edge, and Mahmood came up to finish the play. West run defense has been very hit or miss, but when they've hit, forcing losses and no gains. Ortega passing here. He has Stewart. He catches the slant, but Julian Williams comes up and makes the very sure tackle there to bring him down.
He got the first down.
And this might be good for a first down. We'll see what the refs say. And it is a first down for Coatesville.
One note to see on this drive, we saw on that last drive that Ricky Ortega and Bryant and Dupree Bryant have not been on the same page. As you can see on the play with the West pass interference, Dupree.
Bryant in motion, he gets the carry, and he's taking it to the edge. Looked like it may have been a hold on the edge, but they don't call it. He makes a man miss, and he is going to take it to the house. And just when we were questioning where Dupree Bryant was at, he makes that play, but there's a flag down. This could be demoralizing for Coatesville as they finally catch a break, finally get their star player in space, and they do call the hold against Coatesville. Tyreek Lewis fighting his way to the outside, and he ended up drawing the penalty and drawing that play back, so that may make up for that questionable pass interference from earlier.
Yeah, as I was saying before, on that pass interference play, Dupree Bryant was wide open in the backfield for a simple out route and to do a simple, just use his legs, but Ricky Ortega totally just didn't look at him and went downfield with his pass.
So Ortega sets up in the empty shotgun here. We'll see if they bring Bryant in motion as they have been all night long. And they don't. They're looking for the bubble screen, but they throw the slant, and Abdur Sabul Stewart makes a man miss. But great play by number 51, Drew Sheldon, to get back in that play. The D lineman getting back in the play, chasing him down and making the tackle. So he's their starting left tackle, and now he's starting on the D line too. And he's only a sophomore, just as Mahmood is. Great potential for West and those guys. Bryant to the edge, and Rosano sets the edge and forces him out of bounds, but he gets a decent gain there.
I see Coatesville starting to get its momentum back that it lost earlier in the game off of that pass interference call. It looked like it was going to be another 4-and-out for Coatesville Red Raiders, but they have gained their momentum back and are running into the West defense.
So 2nd and 5 here for Coatesville. We'll see if the West defense can respond. Bryant in motion, he fakes it to him, and Ortega's taking a shot to the end zone, and it doesn't have a chance as Ortega just fires it over everyone's head out of the back of the end zone, and Ortega does not look right tonight. What's looked off with him, Mitch?
He just looks like he's throwing it correctly. It's just that he's overestimating the speed, and I don't think he wants to throw a pick. I think he's trying to play a little bit safe, but he's just overthrowing it too much. I think he has more success with the short routes.
Now on that note, last time that Coatesville played in Kottmeyer Stadium, they played Downingtown East, and Ortega threw a very costly interception in East territory, but Ortega's up the middle, he keeps his feet, and he is in for the 24-yard touchdown run for Coatesville, and they make up for that holding penalty, and Ortega gets the touchdown now to put Coatesville right back in this game. But the Coatesville defense has some work to do on the other end. Mitchell, what'd you see on this play?
I saw just bad tackling overall from West. They were totally expected the run. It's just Drew Shelton was the one there to make the tackle, but he just couldn't wrap his arms around rookie Ortega and his legs. Here's the kick.
And Marron's kick is good. It almost got blocked, but it sneaks through the uprights. And Coatesville pulls within 2 scores again. But the ball is going back to that very good West offense featuring Howard, Lewis, and Williams. We'll see what they can do on this drive coming up.
West's defense looked great in that drive, but it just looked like they got demoralized and just ran out of their momentum just because of that bad pass interference call. But I would expect West from this same drive to keep going with its misdirection plays that have been working so well for them.
Yeah, we'll see what West's game plan is on offense here, but the way they're mixing up the run and the pass, keeping Coatesville off balance, I don't think they need to switch it up. But we will find out. I'm sure Coach Jim Cunningham, the linebackers coach, and Coach Hancock, the DB's coach, will be talking to that defense on the sidelines, trying to make some adjustments. And Coatesville's offense had success with what did in this the first matchup between these teams, on those slants, on those quick routes, on those inside breaking routes, and with Ricky Ortega's legs. I mean, they seem to find a rhythm there on offense, and we'll see if they can keep it up.
All right, let's see what the West return team can do. We saw that they can be dangerous, but let's see if Coatesville can kick it out of the end zone, but it doesn't look West expects them to do it.
Matt Furcon on for the kick, and he will boot it away. And it's muffed by Tyreek Lewis. He recovers. He's going to his left. Oh, my gosh. They may have awful field position here, but he makes something out of nothing, getting it to the 11. West has a long way to go, but the way their offense has looked so far, they may just take this one 89 yards on this drive.
This is the worst starting position for the West offense tonight. But we are just lucky to see that Tyreek Lewis could evade the Coatesville return defense on that play in order to get to the 11 with a loss of about 4 yards on that return.
And that Coatesville return defense that really shut down the great West return game in that first game did much of the same there. Now it was aided by Tyreek Lewis's muffed recovery of the kick, but they still forced West into bad field position. Handoff goes to Lewis. He runs into the right side, and he's pushing forward the lineman, helping him out there. That looked like number 54, John Meeks, on the tackle.
Looks like West is just run out the time in the end of this first quarter. They will only run one more play, maybe 2 if they decide to hurry up, but there's only 35 seconds left on the game clock and around 23 on the play clock.
This first quarter has lasted a very long time due to all the scoring, but that's what we expected when we came here, and we could not be happier with the action so far. Will Howard under center. He's running the option, and he pitches it to Lewis, and he catches the edge. Will Howard running that option to perfection, as he usually does, and West gets an explosive play there.
As you can see on the replay, Will Howard holds it on for the longest time possible, then laterals it after the running back can get past the 2 Coatesville defenders who baited on Will Howard.
And Howard's holding the ball there in the fake allowed Lewis to straighten up, and the pass is incomplete. He tries to get out to Mahmoud as Meeks gets a ton of pressure up the middle. And West will now have 2nd and 10 in what might be the last play of this first quarter.
Will Howard was really pressured there, but he almost got the pass off. He's been able to get passes off with Coatesville defenders in his face all night tonight. I was surprised not to see that get into his hands.
And he almost completed the ball. Great awareness by Howard throughout this game. He's played mistake-free football clearly, and has just taken what the defense has given him. And his football IQ is showing a ton tonight. 2nd and 10 here for West as Coatesville substitutes. And Howard will drop back into the shotgun. Line gets set. Lewis in motion. He fakes it. And Mahmood takes the handoff and fights forward and falls forward for a gain of about 3. And that will take us to the end of this first quarter filled with fireworks. And West leads 21-7 after this first period. And you can hear the Whippet fans cheering very loudly as West leads Coatesville by the same score that Coatesville led West at half in that first matchup.
West just came out and delivered a huge punch to Coatesville. This is exactly what they needed in order to put up a fight in this game. We saw in this first quarter that West started off by forcing Coatesville to punt on their first drive and then come back with a 75-yard touchdown drive, ending with a 2-yard Will Mahmood touchdown. Then it led to Coatesville getting the ball back and Ricky Ortega making a huge mistake by fumbling the ball to Will Mahmood's arms and him running it back from almost half field for the touchdown. Then West kicked the ball back. Coatesville had to punt again, and then West got a 45-yard touchdown drive, ending with a Will Howard quarterback sneak.
All right, so the second half starting here. Howard drops back in the shotgun. He throws. He might have Rosano, but he overthrows him. He had a step on the defender, Artie Burgess, but Howard just could not connect with him, and that will make it 4th down as Coatesville gets their first stop of the game on the West offense. Micholski, the kicker, also serves as the punter, and he's one of, if not the best punter in the Chestmont and possibly in the state. There's rumors that he's going to commit to Buffalo, but we have no official word on it yet.
Coatesville punt returner seems to be standing on the 29, expecting a medium range kick and it is from Micholski.
He gets it up and it goes well out of bounds.
Into the stands.
Likely not what he was looking for there, and the ref keeps running up. Oh my goodness, what a disaster there for West as Coatesville gets the ball at their own 40. Micholski, who's been so great in the kicking game so far tonight, makes a very big blunder there. That even went against the wind as it was blowing the other way. Mitchell, how may this affect the Whippets here, giving the Red Raiders such great field position, by far their best of the night?
It seems like Coatesville is starting to take their momentum from their last touchdown drive. And let's see if that can translate to this drive as they start on their 40, their best starting position in this game.
This drive could play a big role as Coatesville got the stop, and now they'll try to cut it to a one-score game. After that massive West start, Ortega rolls out, and it's incomplete after the low pass. And Ortega, despite that rundown there, still does not look right in the passing game so far tonight. And it's really hindered Coatesville as they haven't been able to take advantage of these opportunities.
As you can see here, Ricky Ortega, for one of the first times tonight, was not affected by the pressure. He just has not been able to accurately throw while on the run tonight.
And he had Abdul Sabur Stewart open and pressure, and Pezic can't make the tackle. And Jordan Angler has the ball on the screen, and he is still running. Will Mahmood recovers from the block, and him and Julian Williams make the tackle, but Coatesville has the ball well in West territory now at the 20-yard line.
Unfortunately,
of
after
West.
That, Jordan Engler has unfortunately been injured on the play. He was evading tacklers, but unfortunately has been injured around the 20-yard line of the Coatesville defense. Coatesville.
And he's still down.
Leaps up to make the grab.
We're not going to make any speculation on what the injury might be. But of course, we wish for the best and pray for the best for Engler.
A very nice run by him as they are intending him to take this opportunity to hear about Little Chef. That's right, stop by and see the Limberis family, who have been serving the Coastal area for more than 30 years. Thanks for all your business, Nick, Pete, and Libby, the Little Chef Restaurant, located at 152 Short Avenue.
So the Coatesville offense so far has really thrived off of big plays. When you look at Ortega's touchdown burst on that side and that 40-plus yard run or reception and run by Jordan Angler there on the screen pass. The West penetration of Sean Pelkston and Max Hale came back to bite them as Angler sprung loose. Pezic got close but could not finish the play, and he just had green grass to run like a gazelle right into West territory.
I think West needs to stop allowing these big plays off of missed tackles. I think West needs to buckle down here and run out the clock if they even allow Coatesville to score here.
Now, West defense has struggled, especially in these playoffs, with missed tackles, and their sure tackles early on really stifled the Coatesville offense, but they are coming back to bite the Whippets here. Bryant in motion again, Ortega. He's going to fake it, and he keeps it, but a great play there by Tyreek Lewis, who's been all over the field tonight on offense, but mostly defense, as he's made some very clutch tackles for the Whippets. So Ortega sets up in the empty shotgun once again. Bryant to his right, Sabor Stewart at the top on his right. And Ortega will pass here. DeMonte Reason on the reception, but he is shoved out of bounds by Alex Rosano. And Coatesville completes the pass there, but it's a short gain, and Rosano was right on him after that to force third down here. Mitchell, what do you think Coatesville might do here for this third down?
It looks like they're trying to spread out the West defense here by putting two wide receivers on the left side very wide apart.
Ortega in the empty shotgun, motion, and Ortega looks like he's going to keep it, but he's brought down by Bo Bryant, the big Texan defensive tackle. And that was not what Coatesville needed there. Clutch stop by West, and Jackson Lundberg comes onto the field for this either field goal attempt or fourth down conversion attempt for Coatesville, and it looks like right now they're going to go for it. Ricky Ortega looking to get the play from his dad here. And the play clock is running down at 15 here.
If I was Coatesville here, I would first try to draw West off sides. If that doesn't work, I would call the timeout.
And Coatesville would take the timeout after you saw some confusion there.
We're going to take this timeout to hear about the Coatesville.
A crucial play here, as if West gets the ball back, based on their track record so far this game, they could easily take it 84 yards and score. But if Coatesville can score here with how their defense played last drive, they could really look to cut the lead, tie it, or just take the lead outright going into halftime. Big play upcoming here for both teams. They could very well decide the rest of this game. While it likely won't, it will make it a lot easier, a lot harder for either team here.
If West stops Coatesville here, that would be an epic change to the momentum Coatesville has picked up since that pass interference call from the first quarter.
And Ortega winding up in the empty shotgun as he has all night. Bryant in motion. He fakes it to Bryant. Rolling left. He's looking to pass. Hale with the pressure. Goes back to Bryant. And it's incomplete with the great coverage by Marcus Gaynor. And West will take over at the Coatesville 16. Or their own 16, I'm sorry. What a play there from West.
Wow.
Stepping up on defense after they've given up that long drive that really was all that one screen pass to Angler, but after the bad punt and that play, they had very poor field position for West defense, but they came back to stop them there.
As you can see on the replay that just flashed on your screen, Marcus Gaynor was not fooled by that out route to Dupree Bryant. What a great stop for the West defense as they line up to go on offense.
So West offense here, Tyreek Lewis on the carry, and he is dragged to the ground by number 44, Derek Seagraves. And Dupree Bryant also in on that play. We keep hearing his name more and more as this game goes on.
West has not decided to go back to the passing game since for a couple plays. I wanted to see if they would go back to it for this play.
And Brad Pezic coming into the game now. The power package for West. Look for the option here. I formation, everyone in tight. Rosano motions to the other side, and Howard will take the snap. Doesn't give it to Hale, and Howard gets it out, but he fumbles. And did Coatesville recover?
Did it go out of bounds, Carl, or was it recovered?
It went out of bounds, barely, but a huge scare there for Mike Milano and the rest of the Whippets staff and their team in general there.
I could not see where this play was going. Everybody was just crumpling up there, and Will Howard did not know what to do with the ball. That was an unfortunate play call for this situation.
Frank Johnson and John Ruttman shut down that option play with great penetration on the left side there, and Howard had nowhere to go. He should have just held on to the ball, but he flips it out, tries to make a play that's not there, and it almost cost West. 3rd and 17 now. You'd think that they just make sure that they didn't turn the ball over here and let Michalski boot it away, but they're passing it here. And he gets it out to Lewis in the open space. Can Lewis pick it up?
It's going to be close, Keith.
Bryant
I think he got
and
enough.
Johnson in on the play, but Lewis out in the flat. No one guarded him, and he gets out to the 27-yard line. The 18-yard gain is just enough for the West first down. What a turn of events there after Coatesville on that great second down play looked like they were going to stop West for a 3 and out and get great field position. West converts after no one covers Tyreek Lewis on the flat. That dynamic of a playmaker you need to cover.
It's a big field position shift.
And now West
The Whippets were in trouble
on first down. Fullback dive for...
Oh, he keeps
Hale
going.
is still up,
Wow.
turning those legs. Max Hale committed to pin for wrestling, using those wrestling skills there, keeping the legs moving. And he picks up 9 yards there after what looked like a gain of 2 turned into a gain of 9. Mitchell, what'd you see here?
As you can see in the replay, I saw Marcus. Coatesville could not wrap him up. They were expecting for the refs to call the play dead due to forward progress. But you can see that great second effort from him.
We'll see if they go back to Hale here. They're lined up in the I formation. Twin receivers up top for West, Rosano and Williams. He hands it off to Lewis, and Lewis is met in the backfield by John Meeks. And that is a big loss there, making it a less advantageous 3rd down for West.
Coatesville expected that. They were in the I formation for the past couple plays. I expect West to go back to that pass play that we saw with Tyreek Lewis. But I might see them go for the deep ball as just a precaution here because Michalski can boot the ball a far way.
West coming up to the line here, 3rd and 4. Howard in the shotgun. Howard's legs may play a factor here as he has good speed and great power from the quarterback position given his size. He's going to throw over the middle, and it's just over Rosano's head.
That looked like the similar play we saw in the first quarter where West was called for pass interference. Kind of, we are not seeing it called there, but just throwing a little bit too high for West.
And Coatesville couldn't stop West on 3rd down, backed up against their own goal line, but they get the stop there, and it looks like West will punt it away here. With their great punter, Spencer Michalski, he's going to try to make up for that last punt, but we will see what he does here. He boots it away, and this one looks good. It bounces on the 29. Bryant muffs it. He recovers, though. And
he runs backwards. He's still not tackled. He runs
Terrence
over.
Gaynor wraps him up, and Brad Pezic finishes off the play for a huge special teams play there by West.
Punts have been hard to handle for both teams today so far, as that's our almost 3rd muffed punt of the game.
53-yard punt there from Michalski makes up for the last one, and Coatesville has very poor field position here at their own 14. The West defense will look to get back on track after Coatesville has moved the ball very well the last 2 drives. We'll see what kind of rhythm they come out with here. Ortega lining up in the shotgun. And he takes the snap without any motion. He fires to his right, and it's incomplete on the slant route.
Ricky Ortega has not been settled in the pocket at all today. He has been overthrowing, throwing low, and just not having been on the same page as his receivers today. We might see an adjustment of this at halftime.
So despite his relaxed posture constantly in the pocket, Ortega seems like he's sped up a little bit, maybe thrown off by the press coverage of the West defense following the very lax coverage they demonstrated in the first game. And Lewis getting his hand up. And the flag is thrown. Rosano there and on coverage. It might be pass interference here. That would be a killer for West, as that would have made it 3rd and 10.
Let's see in the replay here.
Deep in
I
Coatesville's
don't
own
see
territory.
anything. The ball looked like it was not catchable by number 21 for Coatesville. By rule, I don't think that should be pass interference as Tyreek Lewis talks with the officials. Let's see what the call is here.
Pass interference called against West. That is good for a 15-yard gain for the Red Raiders. And that their field position, once looking poor, looks a little bit better now, taking it at their own 29-yard line for this first down.
Let's see if West can adapt and not fall back and just lose the momentum just because of a pass interference call.
So Coatesville, with all the momentum lately on these penalties and just their play between the whistles, Ortega takes it. Bryant in with the pressure. Can Mahmoud get there? And Mahmoud will drag him to the ground.
Great
Now
defense
that play
from
set
West
up by
there.
Bryant's pressure right up the middle, flushing Ortega, and Mahmoud filled in there. What a play for West defense there.
Really come up big tonight. Both sides of the
Mahmoud has been great on both sides of the football tonight. He is only a sophomore, and I could see him being a great future puzzle piece for this football team in the next 2 years.
So that sack is good for a loss of 4 yards, and it's 2nd and 14 here for the Red Raiders. 21 with motion to the other side. Ortega sets up, he throws, and great play there by Julian Williams, playing center fielder there. Just drove on the ball, knocked it out, almost got the interception, but still a fantastic play for West defense.
Let's see if Coatesville will maybe be forced to either throw it short and use the legs of its receivers or throw it deep, as it is 3rd and 14.
How may Ortega's legs play a factor on this play?
I think he might try to roll out to his right side as he has, and maybe throw across his body as they are playing.
The West defense trying to hype up the crowd. Ortega takes it deep, and a screen, and Bo Bryant is all over it.
I
Big
did not
Bo
understand the play
Bryant
call there, Keith.
read it, was not fooled, and just like Mitchell said, the screen pass did not work. Bo Bryant read it from the start. Loss of 3, and West will get the ball back, try to get their offense back on track.
If I was Coatesville in that situation, I would have tried to do the play that we saw earlier that made it all the way down to the Downingtown West 21, is that throw it short and trust the legs of your receivers.
So Bryant back to punt. He kicks it away. Very long punt. Lewis calling fair catch, and he fields it this time. Still good field position for West. On the 38-yard punt, as West will start at their own 40-yard line. Much better than the field position they've experienced their last 2 drives. And we may see Howard open it up more with the pass now that they have some breathing room towards their back.
This will be the 5th drive for the Downingtown offense tonight. And the Downingtown defense has forced Coatesville to 3 punts and 1 turnover for a touchdown. Coatesville's only touchdown came on the 4th drive of the game by a 24-yard rushing touchdown from Ricky Ortega.
So Lewis in motion, and it goes back to Howard. Double flea flickers going deep to Williams, and he cannot make the play. Bryant had hands in on it. They're looking for a flag, but no flag is called. Wow. That looked like it very well could have been a penalty.
These
Bryant had hands all over
been
Williams.
lenient for Downingtown West on these plays so far. They have been pressing on Downingtown West for getting close to Coatesville's receivers, but not have been doing the same for West.
We gotta look and see here.
As you can see here on the replay.
Bryant had his arm wrapped around.
Yeah, in the replay you can see here, number 2 had its arm wrapping around the receiver there,
That's something we can see
preventing him from even having a chance
The
to
refs
catch the
seem to be
ball.
on the other side, and now they're running the sweep. There's a flag down on the field. Howard out lead blocking, but
So the Whippets trying to change it up with the play calling.
Rosano is wrapped up by John Meeks, who got all the way out there to make that play. We will see what the flag is here.
On the replay, it looks like we might get holding on Downingtown West.
Off again. Mikey apparently has not recovered from that leg injury.
It's going to be a face match actually called against Coatesville.
Face mask called against Coatesville, and that is huge, as they were about to force a 3rd and long.
Coatesville coach Matt Ortega is asking for an explanation from the refs about why that face mask penalty was called.
And this will put West firmly into Coatesville territory at the 45, making their field position that they started this drive with even better. And that may have been a makeup call for that missed pass interference. And Howard with great field position, he'll try to take advantage of it here. And the shotgun. Lewis coming in motion, he fakes it. They're trying to go do a screen to Williams.
The ball come out there, it's incomplete. Carl Williams never had possession.
Probably better.
If
But
I was
Shamar
West-
Hall read it the whole way as he breaks up the play.
Yeah, Coatesville knew that play was coming short due to the formation from West and the motion. But I think it would be good from West to do a rollout with Will Howard again, force the defense to come after him, then throw it across the field to probably Tyreek Lewis down the field.
First game here.
And that pass is actually called incomplete, which is a positive for West, as they probably would have lost about 3 yards on that play. But instead, 2nd and 10. See if the second quarter can pick up after there's been no scoring after 28 points scored in the first quarter.
Howard's pass is complete.
And great possession catch. Jackson Lundberg, his first catch of the season. Welcome back to the field.
Last year, coming back from injury.
And great acrobatic catch there, getting down to the ground with that big frame.
Gonna be 3rd and
He's made some plays on defense, and he gets that catch there, and he's slowly but surely getting into the rhythm of the game. Mitchell, do you think he can make a big impact later in this game?
I think I will see more of him in the second half after halftime, as I think Coach Milano will try to incorporate him more with Will Howard in the second half.
So 3rd and 6 here for the Whippets. Howard drops back, and he has a receiver, and Julian Williams with the great spin move to pick up another yard. Oh, Tyreek Lewis, I'm sorry, with the spin move to pick up another yard for the Whippets, the gain of 6.
As you can see on the replay, Coatesville just backed off of him. They didn't think of at all of him, and great second effort to reach across the first down line.
As Mitchell was saying, Artie Burgess tried to come up and make the tackle, but just a little too late, and he didn't wrap up well enough to prevent that extra effort by Lewis. And Pelkison bursts through.
Pelkison.
Big man in the open field. He's committed to Georgia Southern to play tight end, and you're seeing his potential with the ball in his hands there.
As you can see for this West offense, they might incorporate their tight ends to either be used as fullbacks or blockers, or in some cases, just run the ball down the field, creating havoc for this
Ooh, and you
Coatesville
see the
secondary.
stiff arm there by Pelkison on to Bryant to get those extra couple yards. 21-yard gain on the tight end reverse. That's the second time we've seen that. It's been effective both times. West 1st and 10 on the 13. Mahmood up the middle. Both lines trying to push, but he pushes his way for a few there. Gain of 3. Or 2, I'm sorry.
Going to the second drive of the game for West, I would expect them to run the ball to the outside or possibly do a bubble screen to Tyreek Lewis to get into the end zone for some one-on-one.
Howard in the shotgun, Lewis and Rosano in the slot. Lewis comes in motion. He fakes it. Howard's going to keep it, and he fumbled. He seemed to fumble on the play, and it's picked up by Coatesville. That could be a game-changing play as West was set up to take a commanding lead. Shamar Hall and on the play, but John Ruttman recovers the fumble and gets the ball back to Coatesville. Fumbles in scoring territory were an issue in the first game as Tyreek Lewis's late fumble really came back to bite the Whippets. But Coatesville gets the ball back for Ortega, and again, the offense will try to find some rhythm that's just been absent so far this game.
An unfortunate turn of events there for West. I think they should have went with a stay in Will Howard, give him a chance to create a play there, but Ricky Ortega rolls out, and it is a pass for about a 4-yard gain.
And what we have seen so far is West Corners playing much more aggressively, not letting Coatesville even get their feet under them to make a move and push for more yards. A strategy that worked so well for the Red Raiders in the first game.
Right there is another one of them.
2nd and 6 after the gain of 4.
Instead of being up 3 scores, Coatesville the chances they're down to 1.
120?
2nd and 6.
We want to thank our 920 viewers here so far for tuning in. This is a great game.
Interception.
Howard's pass is picked off, and the flat by Rosado, and he'll take it for a West touchdown. Oh my goodness, what a turn of events. Coatesville gets the turnover off of West, but West responds to take that 21-point lead again after they gave it up in the first quarter.
Let's look at the replay there
for the Whippets.
Ricky Ortega just doesn't see him because of Max Hale just blocking his vision of his wide receiver, and he just storms down the field and dives inside the pylon for West. West has been commanding on defense and offense so far this game. This is a different team from what we saw earlier in the season.
And I don't know what Ortega was doing there. He seemed to throw into the coverage of about 3 West defenders, and Rosana just snags out of the air and takes it all the way back. And Michalski is trying to make this lead 21 on the extra point. Offsides on Coatesville, but it's good. So that could be enforced on the kickoff.
Carl, I believe they may have blown that play dead before the kick had actually happened.
We'll see what the refs say here.
Keith, if you were West in the situation and do get the yards from a offsides penalty, what would you go for 2, or would you take the 1 point?
I'd probably take it on the kickoff just so that you can keep it out of Dupree Bryant's hands because he is such an electric returner. Oh, and the penalty's actually against West. False start on the Whippets, which makes this extra point tougher, especially with how much West has struggled in these playoffs, especially in the Pinsbury game with their kicking game and their protection.
Let's see if Michalski can hit this long PAT, and it's blocked
by number 7, Shamar Hall. And that penalty proved costly, as instead of taking the 21-point lead, it's only 20. And who knows how that will affect the game later.
As me and Keith were talking about earlier in the game, Michalski has not hit a field goal this season so far. As you can see here, West's field goal blocking has not been good, as their right side keeps just disintegrating and just allowing Coatesville defenders to get into the backfield. Once again, we would like to thank the Downingtown Area School District for giving us the ability to stream this to you live. Thank you again, Downingtown Area School District.
That Downingtown School District likely happy so far with West's fantastic start. So we saw a big turn of events there as Mitchell was detailing pregame. Our big matchup was the 2 D1 quarterbacks, Will Howard and Ricky Ortega. But both had turnovers there, but Ortega's proved much more costly as West still scored despite that fumble.
I think Ricky Ortega needs to settle down in the pocket. I think he's not getting a talking to with his receivers during halftime in the locker room.
So Michalski here with the kick. And the ball seemed to blow off the tee, maybe, or it's blown dead.
False start? False start
on
will West.
Blow it dead. False start on West. This will move them back. And this is huge. As Michalski, as good as he is, kicking it into the end zone for a touchback, may not get it all the way there. And Dupree Bryant could get his hands on the ball and have a great opportunity to affect the game once again. We saw what he could do down there on the touchdown that was called back. But once you get the ball in his hands, there's no telling what can happen. And we keep talking about it, but he will look to break out this slump on this drive. Michalski here kicking from NFL distance. And he boots it deep. And it's over. Bryant's head still in the end zone. Spencer
Wow.
Michalski showing off that monster leg, doing his best Sebastian Janikowski impression.
This just shows how much potential he has in Buffalo and beyond if he decides to continue his football career after college.
And again, we don't know that he's committed to Buffalo, but we do know he has an offer from them. I just want to point that out.
There was like total coverage of the
So the Coatesville offense is back out with about 3 minutes left. They'll try to cut this to a 2-score game right before the half. We'll see what kind of success they have with that.
But he's shown the ability to rebound from a bad play with a
Ricky Ortega is in the backfield, all alone. Let's see what he does here.
Ortega rolling right. He's looking to throw. He sets up. He throws deep. He's hit on the throw. And they have 3 defenders back there. And what a
Another pass interference.
incomplete. Sador Stewart seemed to bring it down, but he could not bring it in. Flag down there.
Let's see the replay here. I don't think he was
We'll
forced.
see what
I think
this
he
is.
just dove out for the ball and dropped it. There was the late hit on Ricky Ortega.
Sador Stewart. It looked like it may have been tripped by Julian Williams there in coverage. And pass interference is called against Downingtown. And that's their 3rd pass interference penalty of the game. Very, very crucial.
Watch him get tripped up here.
He is pass interference once again for Downingtown West secondary.
What a mistake.
I expect Coach Bono to go over their secondary has been a lot more aggressive this game, but I think they need to back it off a little bit and just not attack too early, but want to stay close because we don't want the Coatesville defenders to get open.
Here it's all about the trade-off. Okay, Pezic trying to make a play here. Oh, fumble! And West recovered.
Wow.
Brad Pezic gets
Coatesville.
back into the play. Tyreek Lewis, I'm sorry, gets back in the play to recover the ball. And Pezic's elated running to the sideline as he stripped the ball. Brad Pezic,
All right, let's
the
see the
senior
replay here.
linebacker.
He looks like he had open on the sideline. Tyree Lewis just gets a hand in here, and he wasn't even looking. He was just turning around to continue the play, and he just knocked it out. He was just expecting an easy ride for the first down and was not worrying about protecting the ball there.
So on that one, the fumble and the recovery by Lewis, but it was all set up by Pezic's pursuit to the sideline. And West with great field position here at the Coatesville 44 with 3 minutes left. Plenty of time for this potent offense to strike. Pitch to Lewis, running to the right. He has a crease and he lowers his head and runs over Derek Seagraves to pick up a couple of yards.
Keith, what do you expect from the West offense here with under 3 minutes to go?
I'd expect them to keep mixing up the run and the pass, and I wouldn't expect them to rush it, as you really don't want to give the ball back to Coatesville before the half if you have the choice. But I think they're going to be methodical, but still maintain their aggressiveness.
I agree.
And that run was good for 2. 2nd and 8 here. Howard looks like he's setting up in the shotgun, which we've seen a lot more recently after those 2 drives ended in punts featuring a lot of I formation. Rosano catches it. And great tackle by Bryant.
The clock will slowly tick towards 2 minutes left in the second half. I would like to inform all our viewers out there that would be unfortunately not filming the band performance at halftime due to copyright infringement. We are sorry for the inconvenience.
So Rosano picks up a yard on that pass play from Howard. 3rd and 7 upcoming here. The Whippets are content to let the clock run down, giving Coatesville as little time to work with if they do get the ball back. West has 3 timeouts. Coatesville has 2. Howard throws, and he has Alex Rosano. What a throw, what a catch. He went to the ground to make the play. And that's his 4th or 5th reception of the night. Howard, you see standing in, making a great throw over the middle. Rosano catches it, gets to the ground, secures it.
West is starting to go in
27-yard
the
line here,
hurry up.
1st and 10. Howard rolling out for the boot play. And he just throws it out.
Almost one-handed interception there by Coach.
He's trying to fit it into Pelkison, but he can't get it to him. Double covered. Mitchell, that was a dangerous throw there by Howard.
I agree. I don't understand. West still has all 3 of their timeouts. I would have expected them not to go straight into the hurry up there, but take a timeout and pick a good play to do. But it's 2nd and 10 with 1:23 left on the clock in the first half.
Now West, who is known to run that boot play out of the I formation after a first down to try to catch the defense off guard. It doesn't work, but they do stop the clock, give their offense time to rest. Howard in the I formation. Rosano motions in, and there's a flag. This may be a legal motion or a false start against the Whippets. We'll see. Delay of game called against West as they took too long to get up to the line, and that really backs them up. Bring them back to the 32 of Coatesville. 2nd and 15 will be upcoming.
Way too far there, and again, they wanted to score before the half to try and add to this lead.
Now we'll see if the Coatesville defense can take advantage of this penalty for West, setting them back in 2nd and long. The 2nd down play will play a big role in seeing what West does here on 3rd down and possibly 4th down, as you would think they're in 4th down territory. Howard back into the empty shotgun. First time we've seen that all night. He takes the snap. He steps up. He may take off here. And decent run by Howard as he was pressured. John Ruttman in on the play, as well as number 8, Lamar Brown. Gain of 3 by Howard, showing off those legs.
Nobody there for Howard to throw it to.
Once again, we will have a timeout from Downingtown West.
We'll be back after this word from Chester County Transmission.
We will, once again, will not be commentating or filming during halftime due to copyright infringement of the band's halftime show. We are sorry for any inconvenience. Also, we would like to thank all of our viewers out there who have decided to tune in on this Friday night to watch the District 1 championship game between Downingtown West Whippets and the Coatesville Red Raiders. Once again, us and the Downingtown Area School District, thanks you.
All right, so that was West's first charge timeout of that. Oh, Coatesville actually took the timeout, it's looking like now.
Realty, a local team of seasoned realtors committed to the community and their clients. Call Derek Donatelli at 44-535-2000.
Probably run the bathroom and say,
397-7352, extension 35. Derek Donatelli.
I saw that down there. Just get that.
I want to thank all our sponsors for tonight's game.
All right, so big 3rd down here for West is Coatesville using the timeouts to slow down the Whippets and keep that clock alive. They're trying to get a stop here. Howard back to throw. He has pressure from his left. He completes a pass over the middle.
There is a flag in the backfield.
First down. But Alex Rosano with a very good grab. Holding against West.
Downingtown West. I did not see holding there. I think I saw an unnecessary roughness penalty, but I guess the ref saw holding that I could not see on the replay.
All right, so we'll see if Coatesville accepts the penalty. It could be 4th and short or 3rd and 22, and they will take the yardage.
So I would say here, if you were Downingtown West and get close to the 1st down marker, or at least back to the line of scrimmage, would you risk taking a field goal with Steven Petrolsky?
I think they go for it on 4th down. If you look at them throughout the season, they haven't shown a lot of faith in their kicking game. And with Howard's arm, the dynamic Lewis, and Julian Williams' ability to take the top off the defense, they can always convert a 4th down. Jackson Lundberg at the bottom here. Dupree Bryant matched up against him. Julian Williams comes down. Howard throwing. He's going to Lundberg. Oh, great play by Dupree Bryant. It looked like Lundberg was going to get that, but he didn't extend for it. And
here
Dupree
comes the
Bryant
punt team for Downingtown West.
just knocks it away.
Here we can see on the replay, very close call. These calls have been going either way for pass interference or just great defense. But overall, that was great defense from Bryant as he got his hand in there to break up the pass and block Leuenberg from getting an attempt to catch that ball. But overall, Will Howard saw him open, and that was a great look for him.
So Bryant giving up 8 inches on that play, but still
What a punt from
making the deflection.
but
Macholsky
too far.
kicks it into the end zone. Oh, and a little bit of chippiness going on towards the line of scrimmage. The ref looks at it, doesn't call a flag. And Coatesville will start on their own 20 for this drive. Better field position for Coatesville than they had the last drive. Well, the last punt, as the last drive came off a Will Howard fumble.
Let's see what Coatesville can do here.
And they'll
in the
try
last
to
40
cut it to
seconds.
2 scores, just like Mitch said, in the last 40 seconds. Ortega takes snap in the shotgun. Hale with some pressure. It's complete, and he makes a move.
Big gain for the Red Raiders.
And Stewart is in the open field. He makes the man miss. Lundberg trips, and he may take it all the way. Gainer's trying to position himself to make the play, and Abdul Sabur Stewart, 80-yard catch and run off the Ortega pass. And this game just got broken right back open.
I have no words for that play. They had him stopped at nearly the first down line, as you can see here the pass for Ortega. That was just bad judgment on where he was for the play. And the missed tackle, there's 1, 2, 3. Number 9 stumbles, 4, and then Marcus Gainer misdodged him again, and he gets into the end zone. That was overall bad defense from West on that play.
The kick is good by Furcon. And Coatesville cuts it to a 2-score game. The score being Downingtown West 27, Coatesville 14, as you can see on your screen. And it'll be interesting to see what West's offense will do once they get the ball back. If they'll try to push it with 3 timeouts, or if they'll just go to the half.
Let's just see here, Keith. This is only the second kickoff West will be receiving from the Coatesville team. But let's see if they get a good kick return here, to see if they can try to drive for a field goal, which they don't have really much faith in, or just run out the clock and go to halftime with the almost 2-score lead.
Now, West's return game is very capable, as they have 5 return touchdowns so far this year. Tyreek Lewis and Julian Williams are more than dynamic. They are absolutely electric in the return game. If they get West good field position, they could try to take some shots with 3 timeouts left. But remember, West gets the ball to start the second half, as Coatesville received it to start the first half. So maybe West will just take a 13-point lead into the half, regroup, and come out ready to score.
Here comes Matt Furcon, the Coatesville kicker, to kick it away to the West. They are driving the returners into near the 15-yard line. Here's the kick.
Furcon runs up and boots it away. Jackson Lundberg recovers the kick, and he's going to return it here. He does not find room, but gets it out to the 25.
Did the Whippets try and do anything here, or did they just take a knee, go to
What?
halftime up 13 and with the ball?
Well, it took them 17 seconds to score from the 20.
So we got 18 seconds left. Coatesville last scored with only 17 seconds from play to touchdown. From their own 20, West will start 5 yards greater than that, but let's see if West decides to go in and save any mishaps that may happen in the last 18 seconds of this half. Keith, what do you think?
We'll see. It'll largely come out what formation they come out in, and they'll just take a knee and go into the second half with the 13-point lead, which they're probably very happy with, considering that last game they were down by 14 headed in the second half, flag down on the field. What could this be?
Play where you take a knee, but
We're confused, not knowing what this call is. False start called against West on the knee. Very confusing there.
Before we go into halftime, we can say that West has taken advantages on both offense and defense, as they both have 2 scores on offense and defense. One coming off of a fumble return for a touchdown and then a pick 6. And then on offense, we have a 2-yard touchdown by Will Mahmood, who also had the fumble return for a touchdown, and Will Howard with the 1-yard quarterback sneak as we head into halftime. Thank you for watching so far. We'll see you after halftime.
We got more football for y'all. Good job, dude. It's fun.
All right, let's close this game out, boys. Come on, good play.
Good start. That touchdown at the end didn't help me. Jeez.
That was PIAA District 1 championship game between Downingtown West Whippets and the Coatesville Red Raiders. Both teams are coming back to take the field after their halftime locker room speeches and meetings. West has been dominating the game on defense and offense, but has allowed 2 Coatesville touchdowns off of bad tackling from both sides. My partner is not back from halftime yet, but I will be continuing to do this until further do so. In the second half for Coatesville, I would expect them to do more passes to the receivers short, and expect them to juke out West defenders and get downfield as we showed on their past 2 touchdown scores. For Will Howard, I expect him to do more of the same things and just stay in the pocket, throw short, or accept the run to the outside, which has been working for them. Let's expect a wonderful second half with hopefully plenty of scoring, and let's see if West can hold on to go to the state finals.
Coming up, but then kind of lackadaisical as
in other news, St. Joe's Prep is winning, Central Catholic and State College. The third playoff game going on at the moment is tied 14-14 in the third quarter. For St. Joe's Prep and Nazareth High School, it is 24-10 at halftime. Much closer game than expected for many. So I already did the intro and stuff. I don't know if it's live or not.
Defensively for
They haven't
Coatesville,
really
do you think
texted
that
me
they
or
will
anything, but
just continue to
just
do
expecting the bike's live.
the
Both teams start to head back to their sidelines as we prepare for Downingtown West to receive the kickoff from Coatesville.
Early on, I think they're going to probably bring some pressure on the outside, maybe try to get a nice sack, maybe loss of yardage here early on. But it's going to be an interesting second half. We'll see how it plays out. But it can't get much better than that first half for West. But Coatesville has their chances, and it's not over by any
It's been a very entertaining game. We want to thank you for tuning in. We want to thank Jason.
Before we get started, going into our second half of play, we would like to, for the third time, thank Downingtown Area School District for giving STEMTV and me and Keith the opportunity to call this game. For us, this is a pleasure. Thank you.
Coatesville, maybe they actually look at what they saw last week where the Whippets gave up an onside kick to Haverford. Do they do the old Andy Reid surprise onside kick, although he usually did that in the first half? But it is a game that has been in Downingtown West's favor. But man, Carl, that last play, or that's the last offensive play for Coatesville, I mean, that could be a game-changing play. We said there's been a lot of turning points in this game, but I just can't get that play out of my mind.
Looked like somebody, somebody will make the tackle, but nobody did.
Some further information. If Downingtown West were to continue and win this game, they will play their next game in Coatesville at their stadium due to the neutrality site of the game. If Coatesville were to come back and win this game, they will play here in Kottmeyer Stadium.
Sorry. It is still a Downingtown West lead in the 27-14.
It's very fine. Don't worry about it.
It's funny. I think it's a precarious lead.
It's all about the first.
You're good.
They say in soccer 2-1 is the most dangerous.
Furcon's lining up for the kick here to get our second half underway. He kicks it deep. Bloomberg catches it again, just like he did in the last kickoff. And ooh.
Take a picture in the back of the shirt. As Downingtown West is going to take over at their own.
If you're just joining our live stream tonight for the Downingtown West Whippets and the Coatesville Red Raiders, My name is Mitchell Weininger, and joining with me is Keith Dotley, and we will be commentating the second half for your viewers. Thank you once again for tuning in. What do you expect to see from the second half here from the Red Raiders, Keith?
I think they'll try to keep up what's been working, as West hasn't scored on offense since about 3 minutes left in the first quarter, when they went up 21-0. Is that last touchdown was an interception return. Hand off to Lewis here. He breaks a tackle, a spin move, and trucks a defender. What a play by Lewis, who's finally brought down by Stewart. That spectacular run from Lewis is good for a gain of 6. A lot going on there for only a gain of 6, Mitchell.
I know, but that was pretty good ball movement by Tyreek Lewis to get up the field and get the 6 yards. Let's see what West goes to on this next play.
All right, Howard's in the pistol formation now. Lewis coming in motion. He hands it off to his fullback.
Stuffed in the
Will
back.
Mahmood, and he is stuffed on that play.
If they can come out and get a 3 and out, what a statement that would be.
Coastal's trying to make it 3 and out here to continue West offense's lull. They need to snap out of it, as we know Coatesville can put up points and put them up in a hurry.
Let's see what West does here to get the 4 yards. Let's see if it's they have had some bad play calls in short yardage situations, as we saw in the previous meeting between these two teams. Let's see if they can learn from their mistakes and get the first down here to continue the drive.
As Mitchell just alluded to, we have a 3rd and 4 coming up for the Whippets. Big play here. Howard's going to pass it, and he gets sacked by John Meeks. A.J. Meeks in the backfield on that penetration, and that is Coatesville's first sack of the night. They've had some pressure on Howard, but they finally get back there and bring him down.
The block that was supposed to be there to protect Howard just never showed up, as Meeks got in there, as you said, Keith, for their first sack of the night. Let's see if West can either prevent that, or let's see if Coatesville can continue dominating with this momentum here against West.
Majolski on for the punt. Bryant, deep to return. Gets the snap, and he kicks it away. Great hang time here. It's going to give the West Defenders time to get down there, and what a beauty from Majolski. 47-yard punt from Majolski. Gets it out of bounds, doesn't let Bryant get his hands on it.
Great punt from Majolski, but it's just that the field position West had to make him punt makes the good punt be bad for West, as Coatesville is already starting from their own 37-yard line.
It's much better than it could have been, though. Ortega will line up in the shotgun, empty here. Motion, fakes it to Bryant, but a flag is called. This is likely to be a pre-snap penalty on the Red Raiders. False start called against the Red Raiders, and that will back them up. We've seen a lot of pre-snap penalties here so far, and it's derailed some promising drives. We'll see how this one ends up for Coatesville. Ortega in the empty shotgun again, as he has been most of the night. He fakes it.
Fumble again.
Sean Pelkison right in the backfield after he faked the ball to bring down Ortega for the loss.
That was an interesting call for Coatesville to give it back to Ortega there. But other than that, they risk Ricky Ortega possibly getting injured on that play, as there were 5 West defenders bearing down on him in the backfield.
Sean Pelkison continues his stellar season. He had 27 tackles for loss going into this game. A monstrous number, showing why he's committed to Georgia Southern. Pezic with the pressure, and he forces the incompletion, getting his hands in Ricky's face. How has this pressure affected Ortega so far here?
As we've seen through the first 2 quarters of the game, Ricky Ortega has not been able to throw while on the run. He's either overthrown defenders or just not have been on the same page as them. Let's see if West can continue forcing him out of the pocket and forcing these bad throws.
West will look to do that here. His 3rd and long comes up, 17 yards to be exact. Jackson Lundberg in at free safety. His length and range could play a factor here if Coatesville tries to take a shot. Ortega empty in the backfield. He drops back. He's going to throw. Bryant with some pressure. But Bryant catches the ball, and he's going to go 70 yards for the Red Raider touchdown. What a start for Coatesville this half. You see there, Ortega, hand in his face, delivers it, and Bryant goes all the way.
It looks like the defense for West just backed off Bryant there. He just allowed him to keep going as they expected. Every time Ortega has targeted him, it's either been overthrown or just they have not been on the same page. And that's the first connection between the two, and it shows in a great touchdown pass for Coatesville.
Huge play there as it cuts West lead to 1 score, and Furkan's kick is good to make it 6 points to be exact. 27-21, West leading. And Coatesville has now scored 14 unanswered points. They seem to have most of the momentum. Will Howard trying to answer here. We also haven't seen much from Tyreek Lewis so far this game. Mitchell, how do you think he'll factor in the rest of the game, and how do the Whippets get Lewis going?
I think the Whippets just need to focus more on getting him one-on-one coverage. He has been good, just able with his legs and be able to doing work on the defenders. But I think West, if they do get a touchdown here, I believe Coach Milano will try to take the 2-point conversion to try to make it more than a just 6-point game.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves there. The Whippets still have to drive down the field, something they haven't been able to do recently, except for that one drive that ended in a Howard fumble. They haven't had the ball in Coatesville territory since then. Furkan on for the kick.
Let's see if he kicks it short. They are switching the kick returners. Instead of putting Lundberg on the short side, they are putting Tyreek Lewis up in the field. Just seem to mess with Coatesville to see if they have to kick it long.
That makes sense as Furkan's kicks have gone to the right, and it still goes to Lundberg here. Furkan maybe trying to kick it to Lundberg, and Lundberg, oh,
fumble!
And the ball's out. Lundberg gets hit.
And look at their sideline right now. Carl, you have to ask the question.
And number 42, Mark Norris, falls on the ball. And Coatesville will take over at the West 28. Just when we thought West would have a chance to get some momentum back, they lose even more as their downward spiral continues here.
Coatesville's plan has been working pretty well, as every time they kick to Lundberg, he has been able to get nothing on the kick return. But as we've shown there, he muffs and fumbles the kick return on the own 30-yard line. Let's see if West can hold Coatesville not to score here.
Ortega drops back to pass. He has pressure in the middle. Drew Sheldon misses, but Max Hale will clean up as Ortega will lose some on the play. 2 yards to be exact, as Hale gets that sack that was made possible by the Drew Sheldon pressure up the middle.
They consistently rebounded in every game. They trailed to a good Garnet Valley team last week, came back. Tonight,
Coatesville lining up here. Ortega in the shotgun as he has been all night.
Put up 21 points in the first quarter. They now have the chance to take the lead.
Dupree Bryant at the top of your screen. Stewart on the bottom. Burgess. Ortega keeps it, and West flies to the ball. Tyreek Lewis holds the edge and tackles Ortega for a loss of 4 on that play, bringing up 3rd and very long.
Let's see if West defense can hold here. They allowed Coatesville to get first downs on certain plays, as you saw in the last touchdown pass from Ricky Ortega. That was on a 3rd down, and West could not finish them out. Let's see if they can finish and force a 3-and-out from Coatesville here.
Now Lewis, who's been very quiet on the offensive end tonight, except for that long 3rd down conversion, down with West back to the end zone. He's made some great plays on defense, some great tackles on the edge, and even forced and recovered a fumble in the same play. Snap here, Pelkson coming off the edge. Ortega with the ball, and it is short. Ortega reverts to his early game struggles. He didn't even see the pressure from the back, but still missed.
Wonder what Coatesville will do here. They're out of field goal range, And let's see if they go for it and risk giving up good field position to Downingtown West. It's 4th and 16 from their own 35 for West 35-yard line. Let's see what goes on here.
And as you see there, Pelkison got right around the right tackle, never gave him a chance with that swim move, and he was right on Ortega's back to force the missed throw. Ortega taking the snap, will they punt it? And they have a pooch kick. And it seems to work. Beautiful punt, and it will be down at the 8-yard line.
All the momentum they had, their sideline was jumping up and down after that.
Big stop for West there. They get the ball back in their offense's hands, but we keep saying it. When will the Whippet offense come back to life? And they still haven't at this point. They need to wake up before West falls in a hole.
Yeah, if West cannot get Coatesville either pinned down in bad field position to start a drive, or if they score, they really are giving Coatesville a chance to really take the lead. They have not been here so far in the second half. Now they start on their own 11-yard line, their own 9-yard line, and will have to go 91 yards for a touchdown.
So Howard will take the snap in the I formation right now. Motion in. And he's going to hand it off to Lewis, and Lewis makes one man miss. Seagraves in there on the tackle.
Because the ball has just been coming out on both ends tonight. Both teams have struggled with turnovers.
Lewis will pick up one on that play, and still they can't get Tyreek Lewis going, but they're staying with them.
I wonder if West is trying to run out the clock here as in order to take away scoring chances from Coatesville and maybe force a couple timeouts, but I think West should be really trying to get a touchdown here instead of being conservative and running the ball.
You'd think they'd stay aggressive, but like you said, it just has not been the case since they took that big lead. Howard looks he's going to pass here. He's taking a shot deep. He has Williams, and he has him.
Open.
What a throw by Howard, and Julian Williams is
this is what West needed, to be aggressive and go downfield, which is Will Howard is best as a Big 12 quarterback should be. Stay in the pocket, look at the options, and throw deep. And he just had to step on his defender, as you can see in the replay. His eyes were downfield the whole time, and what a catch.
Howard throws that about 45 yards in the air, an absolute strike to Williams, who had to step on the speedy Dupree Bryant. But Bryant made the touchdown-saving tackle, but West has some momentum again at the Coatesville 40, 1st and 10. Howard takes the snap. It's the reverse, and Rosano is hit in the backfield by multiple players. Coatesville seemed to know that was coming. The reverses worked earlier in the night to Pelkison, but we know West has loved to run that play in the past, and it seems like they're being a little bit predictable here with that play. What did you see there, Mitchell?
I saw that similar to the play that we saw later in the second half, where the ball was luckily fumbled out of bounds, as Will Howard decided to keep it, as it was a big major scrum for the ball. But I would say Will Howard should just keep to either throwing the ball or doing an option to the outside and not trying to force the ball up the middle.
Howard in the pistol here, a formation they've gone to a couple times in the second half after not running it much this season. He hands it off to Pelkison on the reverse, and Pelkison bounces outside.
And he falls down.
It looked like he had some room to the inside, but contained was kept by Lamar Brown, and Pelkison slips to the ground for just about no gain.
I don't understand the play call there, Keith. It's the same play as the one last time that almost ended badly, as Rosano almost fumbled the ball, as it is now 3rd and 12 from their 42. I don't know if Matulski, with his kicking tonight, can pin them inside their own 10-yard line to give West defense a good start. Let's see what Will Howard can do on 3rd down.
Howard lines up in the shotgun. Will Mahmood flanking him. He drops back. He has good protection. And he throws to Rosano.
Wow! Rosano!
With the spectacular one-hand grab.
Put that on SportsCenter Top 10. Wow. Wow.
Artie Burgess with the
Take
great
a
coverage.
clip of that. Wow. That is a highlight reel catch from Rosano. That is a momentum changer for West. It looked like they were stopped.
And they get to the line quick. Mahmood on the carry.
Wow.
And Hale just
wow.
keeps pushing forward.
If West continues to dominate this game, that would be a momentum-changing play that we will talk about for the rest of the playoffs.
Again, spectacular play by Rosano. And Hale gains 4 yards on that carry, giving West decent 2nd down yardage to go with 6 yards. Howard about to take the snap. Rosano in motion. Everyone in tight. They may run the ball here. And
To Max
they give
Hale.
it to Hale on the outside fullback run.
Looks like
and
they
he
got the
pushes
first down.
Inside the Coatesville 5-yard line.
So far, West has decided to wake up on offense with two big pass plays. One coming from a spectacular one-handed catch by Rosano. If you want to see that, go back for about 1 minute and 30 seconds to see what catch that was.
West with a 1st and goal at the Coatesville 6. They're lining up in their power package here with Howard under center and Hale and Mahmood in the game. They're running an option here. He pitches it to Hale.
What a touchdown
Tyreek
there.
Lewis scampers in on the option for the 6-yard score.
And there's some chippy after the play as a couple West and Coatesville players knock each other over. But what a great play on the option from Will Howard. Let's see if West does here, if they'll take the 1 or go for 2.
Run the ball. Again, it's Howard on that triple option. He has the option to do the handoff.
While West didn't run that triple option much earlier in the season, Will Howard has become a master at it lately, making play after play with the ball in his hands. Just like a point guard in basketball, he's dictating the offense, he's making good reads. And that's an X factor for the Whippets, especially if they advance the next round. But we're not looking too far ahead. Macholski's kick is good this time, and that will push the lead to 13 for the Whippets.
As we wait for the kickoff from Downingtown West and other playoff games, Central Catholic High School, which is located in Pittsburgh, is playing State College Little Lions today, and they are winning 21-14 over the Little Lions as that game heads into the 4th quarter. In other news, St. Joe's Prep is starting to put the hammer down against Nazareth as they're now winning 44-10 going into the 3rd quarter. Once again, we want to thank you for tuning in and watching our stream of the District 1 playoff game between Downingtown West Whippets and the Coatesville Red Raiders.
West Whippets have just made it a 2-possession game again.
If you're just joining us, we would like to tell you to please rewind about 5 minutes and watch that drive from West as there were two spectacular passes and catches by the West offense. What do you say, Keith?
I would definitely agree. That grab by Rosano is one of the best I've seen all season. We would like to thank our 1,122 viewers for this game. Thank you for supporting both of these teams and STEM TV.
Here's the kick from Macholski. Let's see if they can boot it into the end zone.
It's away, and it is short. Very far to the right. Bryant lets it bounces. He picks it up. He's going to his right. Pezzing misses tackle. May have been a block in the back. And he's still on his feet, and he's knocked out of bounds around the 27.
Great job for Downingtown West to get to Bryant and stop him and knock him out of bounds at the around 25-yard line.
Terrence Gaynor recovering there to make the play before Bryant got too much room to break it. We'll see if the West defense can keep up their momentum after the last drive, after they got that great stop, defending in their own territory. Or if Coatesville can keep up the hot streak with Ortega's arm that we saw at the end of the first half and the start of the second half on that first drive. Ortega in the shotgun, running back in the backfield this time. Ortega will keep, and Lewis stays home. But Ortega will push for a few. Pelkison assisting on that play to Lewis.
Downingtown West seems to be targeting Ortega and trying to put more pressure as him. He has not been able to throw underneath pressure so far today.
Gain of 5 for Ortega. Good first down game. And they go back to the empty shotgun after the brief experiment with the pistol formation. He receives the snap. He rolls right. No pressure. And he delivers a pretty ball.
There is a flag after the play from the far side of the field. Let's see where this goes. In other news, that was one of Ricky Ortega's best passes while rolling out of the pocket so far today, as he has not overthrown or threw it over or at the feet of a receiver. Great job for a first down. Let's see what the flag is here. An eligible receiver downfield for Coatesville. That'll send them back and negate, deny them their first down.
Thank you. It's all good.
Sorry for my pronunciation there.
Looking frustrated when the flag was thrown.
All right, so that will push Coatesville back. This one really stings after Ortega made a beautiful throw on the run
It is going to be
there to Stewart.
second and 10 for Coatesville. So we said they had that nice first down pickup.
And that penalty negates the first down gain by Ortega as it's now 2nd and 10 for the Red Raiders. Back to the pistol formation.
Ball on the 26.
Ortega running the option here. Takes it outside. He keeps it. Rosano tries to make the tackle, but Ortega breaks the arm tackle and takes it out for Coatesville. First down.
From what I saw there, it looked like the West defender was trying to get the ball out as Ortega had it down low, but he decided to go for the ball instead of getting the tackle, which allowed Ortega to keep going for the first down.
Again, West missed tackles come back to bite them again. Early game, they weren't an issue, but when Coatesville started to make their run, it was apparent that those missed tackles were a
Here's
catalyst.
the last play before we roll under 2 minutes in the third quarter. Handoff.
Ortega keeps it in the
Shovel
flip
pass.
to DeMonte Reason. A somewhat dangerous pass there as it was an underhand flip across the line of scrimmage, but it works.
Elementary school, not the town. It's a pickup of 3.
That gain of 3 sets up 2nd and 7 for the Red Raiders.
Terrible hands, and cannot really catch a ball thrown that hard at me. So you did a little shovel pass and give me a chance to do something. So I appreciate that.
Ortega back empty in the shotgun. It's Bryant at the bottom of your screen. It's out to Bryant, and he breaks the tackle. Julian Williams can't bring him down. Lundberg misses, and Dupree Bryant, the game breaker himself, takes it 59 yards on the smoke screen.
As I said, we led back into the second half after halftime. I said Coatesville should look for that sideline pass as it has been working for them all game. Bryant has been able to make the West defenders break tackles. As you see there was 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackles, and none of the West defenders could catch up to him as he rolls into the end zone. If Coatesville makes this extra point, it will be within 6 points, and we will once again have a close game going into the fourth quarter.
That is Bryant's 2nd receiving touchdown of the night, and he has broken this game wide open as Coatesville draws back within 1 score. And just when it looked like West defense was stepping up to the occasion, Bryant forces those missed tackles. The kick is good, making the score West 34, Coatesville 28. West has got to fix those missed tackles as they've cost them over and over and over again tonight. On the screen pass to Engler, and 2 of the Bryant touchdown and the Abdullah Sabor Stewart touchdown. Coatesville's biggest plays in the passing game have come on short receptions and West missed tackles.
About the missed tackles for West, I believe they need to work on that in between now and the third, fourth quarter. In this crunch time, I expect Coatesville to go more towards trusting their receivers and Ricky Ortega to trust themselves and go at the West defenders as they have been unable to stop them for short games. And basically their mistakes have led to 4 Coatesville touchdowns.
A lot of pressure will be on the Whippet offense here, assuming that they do get the ball back, as ball security has been an issue for them so far tonight, as it has been for both teams. But a score here is needed to give them that comfort again.
Carl, I don't care if you're a fan of...
Tariq Lewis is back. Let's see if they kick it once again to Rosano or Lundberg.
Furcon boots it away.
And
And
once
Rosano
again.
loves it. There's been a lot of issues with recovering kicks tonight. And he goes out of bounds around the 17. And West has poor starting position again, as has been the case ever since their run to start the game.
That would roll the clock to about 1 minute and 9 seconds. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. We will have 1 minute and 9 seconds left on the clock as we go into the fourth quarter.
They had some good signs happening tonight.
I say West here needs to continue what they're doing and trust Will Howard in his passing game. Coatesville has allowed 2 great passes on West's last touchdown drive, and they could not stop that deep ball from Will Howard.
We'll see if Tyreek Lewis can get some momentum going here after that touchdown last drive. Howard with the handoff, and Mahmood bursts through with a powerful run, moving his feet and picking up the West first down to give them some more breathing room after the poor return.
After having an amazing first half, Will Mahmood has not really had his name mentioned here in the start of the third quarter, but now with almost 50 seconds left in the quarter, he is starting to put his name relevant again by pushing through the Coatesville defense.
The way he was trucking those defenders made it seem like he wanted his name mentioned. And they go right back to him, but he is dragged down after being stopped right at the line.
Nowhere to go on that.
Loss of 1 on the play, and the Coatesville defense seemed to be all over that one. That's the second time this quarter we've seen West run the same play 2 straight times in a row. And again, this time, the second play had negative effects. We'll see if West will run another play this half. There's a 1 second difference between the play clock and game clock. They can run it out here if they want to, and it looks like that is what they will do, leaving the rest of this drive up to the fourth quarter.
Downingtown West will not snap, and they will hold up the fist up and hold up the number 4 as this game is heading into a close fourth quarter. Let's see if West can hold off Coatesville from any comeback attempt here in the fourth quarter.
Like Mitchell was getting at, we have a 1-score game. This is exactly what you expected from this game. 2 great teams descending here on Kottmeyer Stadium for a chance to go to the state semifinal. And for Coatesville, a chance to redeem the last 2 years' losses in those games. And for West, a chance to continue their amazing run and try to get all the way to Hershey.
As we take another break, we would like to say the other scores of the different football games going on right now in the state of Pennsylvania. Currently, right now, it's another close game in State College as it is tied 21-21 in that matchup between State College and Central Catholic High School. And here in Bethlehem, it is Nazareth is now being obliterated by St. Joe's Prep as the score is now 45-10 after a 40-yard fumble return for a touchdown by St. Joe's Prep. Wanted to say Nazareth is not coming back from that and will St. Joe's punch their ticket to the state championship in Hershey.
We'd like to recognize the West cheerleaders there for their spirit throughout the night, supporting their team as you just saw them on screen. 2nd and 11 here for the Whippets. Howard drops back. He's going to throw. He has time. He gets it out.
What
and
a
Tyreek
catch!
Lewis with the toe tap catch.
That's the second Sports Center type play that we have seen today.
And the Whippets receivers are playing absolute games tonight as they make spectacular catch after spectacular catch, making their quarterback proud. Gain of 10 there, or gain of 9, I'm sorry. And it'll be 3rd and 1 here for the Whippets. A crucial play here, may even be 4th down territory if they trust.
If I was Mike Milano here, the coach of Downingtown West, I would choose the quarterback sneak, but they decided to run out.
The option, and he picks it up.
Wow.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling his way for the first down. Howard again running the option for perfection. He may have broke it if he kept his footing, but I'm sure Coach Milano and the rest of the Whippet team will be happy with that gain. Just picking up another first down and running more time off of the clock, keeping that great Coatesville offense.
That's what stopped Downingtown West in their previous matchup against Coatesville. They could not get a short yard conversion on 3rd and 4th down in the last
Howard
game.
drops back. He's going to throw. He has a receiver over the middle. Did he catch it?
He did.
Pelkison with the great grab, and these Whippet receivers again showing amazing hands, great body control.
That one was a
Convert
little
the
bit too
ball
close.
thrown by the quarterback.
That throw was a little bit too close for comfort, but Will Howard zipped that in there in a great catch.
And you see Howard's trust in his Georgia Southern bound tight end there. And for good reason, as he made a great catch to set up a very manageable 2nd down here for the Whippets. Jack Garrity in the game at the bottom of your screen. He's one of their underused receivers. Or my bad, that's Rosano. Hand off to Mahmoud up the middle. And he stretches for the first down, and the ref will say that he picks it up.
Ref on the far side of the field, Carl, is now signaling first down.
And the Whippets, like I said, move the chains here on that Mahmoud run. And Mahmoud has become a big factor again on this drive, Mitchell.
He has. He's just starting to get back into the game. Let's see if he can be that fourth quarter factor for West to put this game away.
Howard in the I formation, he has been most of this drive. He's getting pressure, but he gets it away. Up to Williams, and it looked like Williams had it in his hand.
No pass interference on that. Would have expected that from earlier in the game.
Burgess with the great coverage to knock it out of Williams' hands after it looked like he initially had the ball in his grasp.
We would like to take this time to once again thank our 1,200 viewers in our live stream. This would not be possible without the gracious approval from the Downingtown Area School District for giving us the opportunity for me and Keith to present this live stream to you. Once again, thank you, Downingtown Area School District. We are very appreciative of your generous funding.
Howard in the shotgun, Lewis flanking him, he fakes it, and he throws out quick to Rosano.
He's hit hard out of bounds.
And he powers ahead to pick up a few more yards before he's knocked out of bounds.
Giovanni before the game, he had this as Coatesville by 3. You had Mike Messinelli having it as Downingtown West 3.
And Howard looking to that quick pass after he's taken a couple shots to set up the third and manageable, 3rd and 1 again. You might see Howard's legs be brought in as a factor again, whether in a quarterback sneak or the option. And again, we have Pezic coming into the game for the power package. They love to run the option out of this formation. Coatesville maybe
important third down here. I would see West going for 4th if they don't get it here, but let's see what happens.
Definitely. Howard in the I formation. Pokes in motions across the formation, and he comes back, and it looked like a Coatesville defender made a jump. It's not called, and Mahmoud
Great
pushes
play.
ahead.
Great play by West there. Coatesville got drawn off sides by the, looks like a fake snap count by Will Howard, and Will Mahmoud gets through the hole made by the West offensive line, which has been only allowed 1 sack this entire game.
Mahmoud picks up his 3rd first down of the drive. He's been a reliable chain mover for the Whippets as they continue this march down the field. Now at the Coatesville 37, it's 1st and 10. Howard fakes the pitch. He's going to throw, and he has a receiver, Julian Williams. Touchdown, Whippets. What a throw. What
Will Howard has shown up here with his big arm in this second half. He has been able to stay in the pocket and throw the ball thanks to the gracious protection from his offensive line. Great play called by Coach Milano.
And as you saw in that replay, Julian Williams again getting a step on Dupree Bryant. He's gotten behind that defense consistently in the second half, and the Whippets are the big benefactors of that. Michalski lining up for the extra point to try to put the Whippets up 13. The hold is good, and it's up. And West takes the lead further, with them having 41 points and the Red Raiders having 28. Great response there for the Whippets as they drove 84 yards down the field to respond to that Coatesville score on the previous possession. Again on the kickoff, as we've been saying all night, Michalski will need to get it in the end zone, especially now that Bryant is clearly in a groove as he scored 2 touchdowns this half.
Let's see if Michalski can get a good kick into the end zone this time. He has been kind of sketching it through on these kickoffs tonight. His last one, Coatesville returned to the 25, but almost bounced out of bounds. Let's see if he can clean up his kicks here in the 4th quarter.
If there was anyone who you'd have faith in to do it, it would be Spencer Michalski, the D1 prospect. Michalski lining up. And it's away, and it looks like a good one, and it'll be over Bryant's head. What a kick.
This is what West needed to pin Coatesville back on their 20 and force them to drive down the field. Let's see if West defense can stop that big play and make some tackles on defense. This has been a problem all the second half, and the West offense continues to put the defense on their back as they continue to allow these big plays from Coatesville.
Mitchell, do you think Coatesville will keep up the strategy of throwing these quick passes and forcing West to come up and make tackles?
I do believe so. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I think. Here's the quick pitch, and he is forced out of bounds after hit that line of scrimmage.
And the carry goes to Amir Kennedy, the running back, who hasn't been used much tonight. But he picks up a few there on the pitch. Only good for about a gain of 1. So great reaction by the West defense there, flying to the football as they've done all night. And they secure the tackle there, as they've had some issues with. Ortega back alone in the shotgun. He takes it back. He's rolling right. Good protection by the O-line. And Burgess cannot bring it in. It looked like he may have had it in his arms, but it just pops out after Ortega again throws short.
Building off of that, Keith, if Coatesville wants to have a chance, they have to give Ortega really needs to make those passes. He can't just get lucky on these passes and miss tackles from West. He has to really get into the groove of what he was a couple weeks ago against Downingtown West.
Well, they'll need Ortega to step up here as they have 3rd and 9. If they give the ball back to West offense the way it's clicking, they may not have a chance in this game. And the West crowd is causing a ruckus right now, hyping up their defense.
Oh, here
Ortega
he comes.
has time, and he's
going
taking a shot
sideline.
deep.
He can't see it.
And he slips.
No flag.
No flag, and Marcus Gaynor with the spectacular coverage on
Coach Matt Ortega is yelling at the refs as Coatesville got those calls in the first half, yet they have not been able to get them so far in this second half. But that was very good coverage as the Downingtown sprinter and state leader, 100-meter sprinter, Terrence Gaynor, was able to keep coverage with it. Marcus Gaynor, pardon me, was able to keep coverage with him on the sideline, which has been working for Coatesville so far this game.
And great discipline there by Marcus Gaynor as Ortega faked the ball to Bryant, and then Bryant ran a wheel route up the sideline. Gaynor followed him the entire way, was not fooled, and caused that missed throw. So Bryant is back to punt now.
High snap.
The first punt of the second half for Coatesville. Lundberg calls it off, and it's a decent punt.
And it'll roll.
And it will keep rolling. Gets a very generous roll there. And Downingtown will take over at their own 39 after that 42-yard punt.
Keith, do you think if West can drive down the field here and score and possibly go for a 2-point conversion, do you think West will start playing more conservative and trying to chew the clock down so Coatesville does not have the chance to come back like Haverford did last week?
Given their recent history earlier in this game, once they took the 21-point lead and against Haverford last week, I think they will. I don't think it's smart, though. They need to keep their foot on the pedal. You have one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback, in Pennsylvania. Keep the ball in his hands. He'll make smart decisions. And against this offense, you can't take your foot off the pedal. Howard, speaking of him, keeps it, gains a few. He's tripped up by John Ruttman after he gains 3 yards. And a good gain on first down for the Whippets here. And the clock will run.
We would like to once again thank our 1.3 thousand viewers here in the stream at this current moment. Thank you for your support, and we continue to hope you enjoy the rest of this great football game.
Well, I know we sure are. This game has lived up to the hype and then some. I'm wondering where ESPN's at tonight. But we're in to fill in. And the pitch to Lewis, and he has room. Howard continues to excel on the option. No more for his arm, but showing that he's smart and he has the legs to execute that option.
Great blocking on the outside for Downingtown West. We're going to take this game break as West gets their play call in. Just tell you that the State College Central Catholic High School game has less than a minute to go and is tied and possibly may go to overtime. In other news, St. Joe's Prep is still putting a beating down on Nazareth as it is now 45-17 with about 9 minutes left. Now back to our action.
Thank you, Mitchell. And Howard lines up in the pistol formation. Max Hale behind him. And flag thrown, possibly on the Pelkis in motion.
I didn't see it.
And false start called against West. And after they break into Coatesville territory on that Tyreek Lewis run, they're pushed back onto their side of the field at the 47, where they'll have 1st and 15. It's a long way to go, but they have 3 plays to deal with it, possibly 4, if they're feeling aggressive.
Let's see here. Looks like they might have their power package in. I cannot tell from this view right now. But I would assume Will Howard might try to get another pass deep on this play. But we might see the option to the right side.
Howard in the I formation, tied in on the right. Receiver split. He hands off to Lewis up the middle. He makes a man miss and pushes for a few yards. Shamar Hall was in there, but he might have grabbed the face mask. And that looks like what this flag is going to be. Bailing West out for that false start before, well, the last play.
Today has been a very undisciplined game for both teams as there's been many turnovers. It is a face mask against Coatesville, but today has been very undisciplined as both teams have made costly turnovers, as well as there has been multiple penalties on both teams.
Coatesville trying to get their 3rd straight District 1 title. Downingtown West trying to get their 1st.
And that face mask penalty is only good for 5 yards, but it does put West forward with only 8 yards to go now for the first down, on first down. So this should be manageable for a Whippets offense that has been clicking recently.
Let's see here if Will Howard will take a pass, or they might try to start chewing the clock down with about 8 minutes left with both teams with
Rosano in motion.
timeouts.
Howard under center, hands it off to Hale, and Hale tries to make a jump cut, but number 33, Connor Barthmeyer, was not fooled by it and dragged him down for a gain of only 1. Mitchell, how has this Coatesville run defense been able to really neutralize the ground attack of the Whippets?
I think they finally noticed that they really need to bar down on not allowing Will Howard or any West running back to get out into the open on their corners. And plus, they really need to start barring them down as West is trying to chew the clock down to prevent Coatesville from having many score
Well, Howard
chances.
bursts up the middle after the fake to Tyreek Lewis, and he'll pick up a few, making 3rd down more manageable for the Whippets here. John Ruttman was in on that play. And Howard's gain was good for 3, 3rd and 5 coming up.
Let's see here. I think West might try, like Coatesville earlier, we'll try to go, but we'll do a booch kick to see if they can pin Coatesville back into their territory.
I don't think Mike Milano's thinking about a pooch kick at all. He wants to get this first down, continue to run the clock, and maybe take a commanding lead. Lundberg and Williams to Howard's left. He goes right. Rosano with that quick out.
He
Breaks the tackle, and he's on the sideline. And Rosano picks up some more before he's knocked out of bounds.
Sorry for my prediction was wrong, but what a great play call by Milano to go to the outside, which Coatesville has not been able to do. Rosano has been really good, along with Will Mahmood and Will Howard for this West offense as they are driving down the field with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left and full timeouts for both teams.
And as you just saw in that replay, Howard with the 23-yard connection to Rosano. They keep running that fake to Lewis and the quick out, thinking that the Coatesville corners aren't expecting it, and they clearly aren't as they keep picking up yards on it. Howard here in the eye. He'll hand it off to Lewis up the middle, jump cut, and pushes forward for a yard. Lamar Brown in on the tackle. He's played a stellar second half on that Coatesville D-line, along with A.J. Meeks.
As the clock slowly rolls towards 6 minutes left to play in this game, we would like to mention that Central Catholic and State College has continued to go on in overtime, as well as Nazareth is starting to put a comeback on St. Joe's with 6 minutes left, as it is now 45-24.
So Howard back in the eye. They seem to really favor this formation, this drive. Rosano in motion across the formation. Howard with the snap. It's a pitch to Lewis. Oh, it looked like he had a cutback lane, but keeps towards the edge, and
For a second there, it looked to me that that ball was just floating there for a second, but what great way for Lewis to get there and get a positive yardage out of the play to get 2 yards from it.
Ruttman cleans that play up for the Red Raiders, and his tackle will force a 3rd and 8 here from Downingtown.
I'm surprised that both teams have not called a timeout here, especially Coatesville, to stop this play clock from rolling down, as they need to get 2 scores here in the last 5 minutes of play, barring West scoring here.
Remember, this West drive started in the 3rd quarter, so it's lasted over 7 minutes so far. Howard keeps it. He has a lane, and he
slides
slides.
through the legs of somebody.
He's not going to get the first down, but makes it a
Smart play by Howard. He probably wasn't going to pick up the
try to kick it.
3rd down, but he avoids the fumble or injury by getting to the ground, and he sets up an attainable 4th down here.
West will
Are they
bring...
going to consider a kick here?
No, West
doesn't
will
look
bring
like
in
it.
their power package. I would assume this would be a trustworthy time to actually give Michalski a chance to kick it, but I don't think Mike Milano will try to trust him, as that he wants to prevent losing yards in this position.
Again, the clock keeps running. 4.5 minutes left about, and Coatesville's down 2 scores. Clutch 4th down here for Coatesville's comeback chances. It's an option, and Lewis, can he get the edge? He does, but he's just short. He steps out of bounds just before he can pick up the 1st down.
He is out at the 12-yard line. Coatesville will start their drive with 4 minutes left, and will have to go from the 12 to the touchdown and get 2 scores in 4 minutes.
Wow, let's not get ahead of ourselves there. That would be a great comeback, though. But the West defense, I think, has something else to say about that.
I would agree.
They've kind of bared down recently in this game. Now, their offense has helped them out a lot by not giving Coatesville the
Downingtown
ball.
West student section is starting to come alive, as they're telling their defense to stop this Coatesville team from coming back from 2 scores down.
And Ortega has time. Pezic off the edge, but it's complete. And an instant tackle by Alex Rosano.
The ball is caught.
That catch was made by DeMonte Reason for 2 yards. That's not what Coatesville needs, as the clock keeps ticking, and they have a long way to go for a score. They're hurrying up, and Terrence Gainer's pressing at the bottom here on Bryant. Ortega throws, and it's a
Incomplete. It is complete.
great possession catch made by Abdul Sabur Stewart. And he picks up the 1st and stops the clock. Very good conversion there for the 1st down from Ortega to Stewart.
1st and 10.
Ortega sets up in the shotgun. They have Ruttman in at running back to his right. He's going to throw. He's looking. He has time and pressure. He's going to throw deep and overthrows everyone. That looked like a throwaway, but it stops the clock, and it wasn't a
Ortega.
turnover.
Keith, building off of that, I've actually been kind of disappointed in Ortega's play. I was expecting this to be a close game between Will Howard and Ortega. He has been overthrowing balls and not been connecting with his receivers this whole game. He really needs to work on that if he wants to have a chance in leading his team back from his deficit.
Now, he's played a lot better second half, and he's had some big plays, but it's most of his receivers doing the work. He rolls out right here, and the pass is just outside of the reach of Dupree Bryant. And Ortega had an open receiver, but again, kind of struggling throwing on the run tonight. Now, we don't think that's linked to his injury earlier in the season, but maybe he's a bit banged up. Maybe there's something we don't know. But again, Ricky Ortega has not looked like himself tonight. He doesn't look like the Villanova commit that's been tearing the state up for 4 straight years.
That is true. As we roll towards having around 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, we would like to also thank you for a record 1,369 viewers watching the stream right now. We'd like to thank you for you watching our stream and experience this great game with us.
Ortega gets the snap. He's going to throw. He launches, and
it's
Burgess drops it right in the hands, and that would have been good for a 1st down. No defenders really around him. Pezic was behind him, but didn't have an effect on it. And we'll see the replay here. Ortega stands in the pocket, looks off Pelkiston, and makes a great throw, but Burgess looked upfield to try to get yardage, before he secured the catch.
I'm only saying this because I experienced the game, but at the Penn State whiteout game against Michigan, that was a similar play Michigan ran to try to take the lead, and the ball was unfortunately dropped. Let's see what Coatesville can do here with 4th and 10. Let's just say this game might be over if they can't get this first down.
The West fans get loud here. Ortega takes snap. It's kind of dropped, but he picks it up. He's throwing, and it's incomplete. Terrence Gaynor with Marcus Gaynor, I'm sorry, with an amazing play and coverage as he continues his stellar second half, and the Whippets will take over with 3 minutes left, and the defense is excited.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, Keith, but we might want to start booking those things for Harrisburg, but we still have to play. Remember, if Downingtown West wins this game, they will be playing in Coatesville, not Downingtown, for their next game due to it being in a neutral site.
And again, that game, the winner of this game, we're not going to call it too soon, but they will face off against Central Dauphin next week.
And the winner of that will play in Hershey, Pennsylvania for the PEIAA Pennsylvania State Football Championship game.
Man, if it lives up to this game, it'll be a good one. All right, Howard is back in the shotgun now. It's interesting as they favor the I formation last drive. Lewis does not get the carry. Howard keeps it, and he stopped, and he just hits the ground.
And here comes Coatesville using their timeouts to prevent West from running out the clock.
Mitchell, do you think maybe, since you're figuring Coatesville will use their timeouts to try to run out the clock, do you fake a run and hit Pelkison over the middle or another receiver to try to get that third score to put the game to rest?
If I was in Coach Milano's mind right now, I would try to do another fake, see if you can get something out of it, and have them waste another timeout. But if anything, I would save till 3rd down to try to throw it over the middle, as they would expect you to run the ball, because it's close first down. It's a 2nd and 12. I would expect them to throw it short here, but not step out of bounds, and then I would say Will Howard needs to do something with his feet in order to continue the clock.
I think they may catch Coatesville off guard if they do choose to throw it here as opposed to 3rd down, because 3rd down they may expect it. Here, I think, especially after the last play, they're just expecting West to run clock.
That is true. Once again, we would want to thank Downingtown STEM Academy, Downingtown West, Coatesville Red Raiders High School, and the Downingtown Area School District for allowing us to live stream tonight's game. Thank you, and we appreciate it. Now as we roll to 3 minutes and 15
Howard
seconds.
with the snap. He throws, and Rosano again on that quick out, and he makes a move to get right past Burgess, and he will pick up the first down. Alex Rosano continues his amazing night as Howard's really favorite receiver tonight. That's not something we expected with the Lunenburg coming back, with Julian Williams' speed, and with Tyreek Lewis breaking the single-season touchdown record.
Looks like Coatesville's saved their touchdown to see if their defense can lead this to a 2nd down. Then I might see Coach Matt Ortega calling the timeout, because it would be completely useless to call it now, as West could get a first down and just continue the play.
Howard approaches the line again, back in the I formation.
Wilman Mood is the halfback.
Now I'm expecting to see run.
Rosano in motion. He moves to the slot on the right side. And it's a handoff to Lewis, and he keeps moving his feet. Derek Seagraves brings him down. Lewis with a gain of about 2.5, 3 yards. And the clock will keep running here as Lewis stayed in bounds. Coatesville not using those timeouts.
Keith, are you kind of surprised they're not calling their timeout here, or are they going to wait one more play before they can trust their defense can hold Downingtown West?
I'm really surprised, because you have to keep them from running up the clock. Exactly. Time is not on your side. You're down 2 scores. If you were down 1 score, I may understand it, but...
Well, I guess maybe they're trusting their offense to once again get another 18-second score, as they did to end the second half.
But will they get the ball back is the question. And the way West is moving the ball right now, running it, I don't think that's the case. But Coatesville had something to say about theirs. Pressure up the middle from Meeks. Shut down that Mahmood run.
Here is the timeout from Coatesville, as they'll trust their defense to hold on 3rd and 11. Let's see if West can surprise them with a maybe surprise run play to get close, and maybe trust Micholski to try and make his first field goal of the 10th of the season.
That would be big, as then Coatesville would need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions to tie the game. But again, if I'm Mike Milano, I'm not thinking about a field goal. I'm thinking about punching it in right here. We may see that play-action boot play that they love to play, or possibly one play that they love to run is where the fullback, Mahmood or Hale, will run a wheel route after the receiver outside clears it out, and they may try to hit them in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown here. Mike Milano has a full playbook at his disposal, and we'll see what play call he comes with.
In other Pennsylvania football news, still continuing is the game between State College and Central Catholic, tied at 21-21 apiece. What a game that is. In other news, St. Joe's Prep has won their game and has punched a ticket to the semifinals against the winner of Nazareth State College and Central
Lewis
Catholic.
with the fake, and Howard's throwing it, and it's the play that we were talking about, and Mahmood gets it down to the 1 yard line.
And that would basically punch West's ticket to the semifinals of the PIAA District 1 Championship. We expect to see all of you Downingtown West fans here in Coatesville next Friday against
Central Dauphin.
the other game will be St. Joe's Prep, which is a really good team, against the winner of Central Catholic and State College, which is still going on right now.
Now that ball is down at the 2 after the Whippets did break out that play with the fullback wheel route, just as we were talking about prior to that play. And Howard hands off to Lewis, and he pushes it in for his second touchdown of the game. And the Whippets
there's a little chippy after the play, as Coatesville expected West just to take the knee, but I guess West is going for blood as they continue to rally on the score, as Coatesville does not like that. But that will be Coatesville's first time not making it to the semifinals for the first time in 4 years. They have won the title for 4 straight years, and this Downingtown West team, after an amazing season, beats Coatesville in the District 1A championship game. How about that, Keith?
It lived up to the hype 100%, and we still have a minute left. Now, we'll see Ricky Ortega's attempted to come back. Now, 3 touchdowns and 2 onside kicks in between those in a minute would be very unlikely, but hey, it's football, and we've seen crazy things happen before.
Yeah, earlier today on 97.5 The Fanatic, Mike Mussolini said that who's a famous radio broadcaster for the Phillies, Eagles, and Flyers, said that this game would be a close game of 3 points. But now, it's more than that. It is now, once again, it's 47-28, a lot more than that. This game has been a domination for West and shows that they can play with the big boys. Let's see if we can continue West's good luck into the Hershey and hope to see them in Hershey.
And so a false start is called against the Whippets, and we'll see if, like last time, it's blocked, and it's not. The false start does not ruin the Whippets' extra point like it did last time, and that puts West up 48-28 and gives them a 20-point lead, most likely out of Coatesville's reach here late in the game. What a performance by the Whippets. They countered that Coatesville touchdown that put them down 1 score, 34-28, with a long drive for the score, and then the Coatesville turnover is punched in by Tyreek Lewis for his 2nd score of the night to put the Whippets up 20.
Building off of that, we can graciously say the semifinals for the Pennsylvania Football High School Championship has been set. It would be Downingtown West versus Central Dauphin in Coatesville, and it will be Central Catholic with a game-winning field goal playing St. Joe's Prep next Friday. We hope to see all you Downingtown West fans in Coatesville wearing whatever you feel like just to show your Whippet pride. And hopefully we punch that ticket to Hershey. We wish all our players good luck and a great game. We also want to thank all the Coatesville viewers for putting up a good fight and show good dedication for Coatesville students as they have been staying in the stands the whole game, showing pride for their team.
Just as Mitchell said, the Coatesville student section is still filled. They're still supporting their boys all the way to the end, and they're going to see an attempt at a comeback here, and what might be Ricky Ortega's final drive as a Coatesville Red Raider and a pre-Bryant as well before they go off to Villanova. Sideline warning called against West. That won't be an actual penalty, but just a warning. The next time that's called, it'll be a 5-yard penalty. And Michalski is going to kick it away again. And he squibs it to keep it out of Bryant's hands to prevent the big play. And that ball is returned very well.
Tackling, and there it is. Michalski and Tyreek Lewis on the tackle, but it's at the 40-yard line.
Connor Barthmeyer takes advantage of that squib kick and returns it for about 30 yards. What a play by number 33, Barthmeyer. As you see here, he gets the blocks, takes it up, makes one man miss, breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races until Michalski saves the play. The kicker saying, I'm a football player too, and making the tough tackle to prevent a Coatesville touchdown.
Let's see if Coatesville can get those 2 quick scores it needs, but it's down by 20 points with a minute left.
And
I'd say they do have a chance, but I'd say it's highly unlikely that they can build that comeback. But we really need the West defense to bar down here and possibly get a turnover to seal the game.
So Ortega's going to pass here, and it is knocked away by Tyreek Lewis, who keeps up his stellar night on defense, as West has gone for a lot of sub packages tonight featuring a lot of DBs, and he makes a spectacular play there, deflecting that ball away. Now again, Coatesville fans, West fans, Pennsylvania football fans, taking this last drive, most likely, of Ricky Ortega and Dupree Bryant after their stellar career at Coatesville. And it may not be the last drive because Dupree Bryant catches it on the double move. Artie Burgess catches it on that double move after the dime from Ortega gets the ball to him. And as you see here, Marcus Gaynor's going to bite on the double move. He's going to go right over the top to Burgess. And he cuts this game to 2 scores. And an onside kick or 2 is in play to try to give Coatesville right back in this game. West did give up an onside kick to Haverford last week to fuel their comeback late game that came up short. But again, West's late game defense has been a little bit shaky the past couple weeks.
Yeah, if I were to tell West right now, on this kickoff, after their 2-point conversion,
Ortega rolls left, he's going to throw, and he has a wide open man. And Derek Seagraves, who sneaks across the formation on that great play call by Matt Ortega to put Coatesville within 12 points.
If I was West in this situation, I would put Tyreek Lewis, Lundberg, Alex Rosano, and possibly even Marcus and Terrence Gaynor and Will Mahmood on your front line as your hands team in order to prevent any miracle onside kicks that we may see, especially for Will Howard's future school, which almost ended badly in their game against Oklahoma, which was luckily turned back because of an offsides, illegal touching before the 10 yards. Hopefully West can get a break here and just hopefully take a knee for the victory.
Great analysis there by my partner Mitchell, bringing in that college football knowledge. But again, if West recovers here, Coatesville has 1 timeout, and West can just take knees to book their ticket to the state semifinals. And as you see here, the hands team will come out. Will Howard on the far right side.
Yes, wow.
It's a little bit dangerous because there is an injury risk, and it looks like they're going to kick it to Howard's side.
Receiver that they can come on that, or maybe it's because of his size.
Well, I guess maybe they have Will Howard there, as West will take a timeout to change the plans. But I think Milano's thinking there was that since Howard takes those snaps, it has to be accounted for many weird snaps that might come his way. Maybe he's a good choice there.
That and also his size. Will Howard coming in at 6'4", 220. He has the length and the size to block that kick from going beyond him and giving Coatesville a real chance at recovering.
So if this is his last game, it's nice for him to get it.
Nice way to go out for him.
Also, we would like to congratulate Ricky Ortega on making his high school career the most he could by leading Coatesville to 3 straight Division I championships. Maybe he can get his 4th, bearing a miraculous onside kick recovery here. The kick will have to go past the 50 before it can be touched by Coatesville, as West puts its hands team on the front line. Here we
Pierce
go.
Hadzer on for the the onside kick, for Coatesville, trying to give them another drive. And Max
And
Hale
that should
with
be
the
the game.
leaping grab Sean Pelkison making the leaping grab. What a great athlete Pelkison is, and what a great play he makes there to shut this comeback bid down. And West offense will come out likely to take a knee and run the clock out. What a great season it's been for the Red Raiders. Again, they came into this game 10-2. Their only losses coming to Downingtown East here at Cotmar Stadium, and a season opening loss to Harrisburg.
Also, I would like to point out for all your Downingtown West fans out there, your Downingtown West Whippet band will be heading to the Parade of Roses in 2021 for the 2021 Rose Bowl Parade. Congratulations to all the band members and for that great opportunity provided by the Downingtown Area School District.
So West suffers a penalty here that will back them up, but it should not matter as Coatesville only has one timeout, and Will Howard is taking a knee. And last game between these two teams, Ricky Ortega was taking a knee as his team was up late in the game after West could not convert on the 4th down in Coatesville territory late in the game. And Will Howard experiences that feeling now as the West band starts to play Hey Baby, the song that they play as they are closing out a win. And the West fans could not be happier.
Downingtown West,
And that's the game.
your District 1 championship team.
The Downingtown West Whippets getting their revenge after their loss earlier in the season that they thought they should have won, and breaking Coatesville's streak of 3 straight District 1 championships. What a game. 2 great teams going at it. Absolutely amazing. Mitchell, who do we think our MVP of the night is?
Mine, I think, would be Will Mahmood. He has been great on defense, and he was providing on offense for first downs, and he provided 2 touchdowns, one on a fumble return in for the touchdown, and one for the fumble return, for a 2-yard rushing touchdown. Do you agree with that, or do you have a different one?
I'm going to go with a little bit of a wild card here. Will Howard was great. Will Mahmood was great. Tyreek Lewis was amazing on defense. Alex Rosano on those quick outs, making people miss. Converted 3rd downs into 1st downs and just kept the ball moving late in the game. He was crucial on their late drives. He made great tackles on defense. Alex Rosano, after suffering a concussion a few weeks ago and coming back last week, he played his A game today. West needed it. They got it. And wow, what a team, what a game. I still can't believe this. I'm in shock.
Yeah, that is pretty nice for all these seniors getting to the semifinals. But also, I think our player of the game has to be a spectacular one-handed catch made in the second drive of the second half, made by the Downingtown West receiver. I forget who it was. I think it was Rosano. But if you could go back and look at it, it's the Downingtown West Rosano.
That was Alex Rosano.
With his second, the second drive of the second half for Downingtown West, if you want to look at that. That is Sports Center worthy. Once again, me, Keith, and all the crew members here at STEM TV like to thank the Downingtown Area School District and all our viewers for allowing us to present this game to you in your homes or wherever you may be. Once again, signing off, I'm Mitchell Weininger.
I'm Keith Dotley, and go Whippets.
Thank you for watching, and good night.
Tyreek Lewis with that.